Welcome back, lazy gamers. Welcome back to ARA History Untold. This is going to be Act 2 of Xerxes at Grand Duke difficulty. I'm going to take a moment off camera here and walk through my goods and resources in my supply chain. I think by and large, my timber count is still improving, but it is still weak. And I think I should probably... Planning for an oversupply of timber is not going to be a bad thing. And I think in one of these new cities here, where I have the room, I will definitely plan that out. Yeah, the capital, for instance, I can very easily just queue up 2 more lumber mills or logging camps right there. I have enough to either stake a claim, potentially in 2 turns I can get both actually. So as far as the traits are concerned, 2 influence per turn for each active research agreement could be useful. 2 prosperity per science improvement in cities. Actually, this will be strong, but it may not manifest very early because I don't have too many science buildings right now. And 30 culture in the capital while it's your only city is kind of useless because it is definitely not my only city. I might revisit this. So one thing I've been thinking about is I do have the shellfish here, which I conveniently forgot that I had the shellfish here, and I could spend some influence by that tile and just improve it. I do have the docks, so pretty much anything that's like fishing nets, resource oriented stuff is always going to be good. We might have a problem here. This used to be the Yasuj tribe, and this tribe pretty much died. At the act transitions, the tribes don't survive. I would hope they did, but they essentially get replaced by a warband and like a ruins cache. And typically these ruins cache are superior to the ruins caches we see in Act 1. But this guy could create a problem for me. So let's see. Couple of things to do here. In Zahedan, I'm first going to deploy a 4-unit group. So 2 catapults, the war elephant, and a pikeman. This is probably going to be one of my strongest units right now. Depending on what this guy does, I might need to move a unit. Yeah, this legion here should take care of that warband, so we'll move him up. And Loristan has a claim. Ordinarily, I would have picked that, but let's see. If there's any resource to claim, I will claim it. Else, we will just continue growing out. Among this bunch, I think this 3 timber region is attractive to me, purely based on my current predicament. Loristan will finish the monument next turn. I think start using trade goods. And Shush has a growth event too. I think definitely grow out of the dice. And you can do the same. But I think maybe you should use... I think festivals is fine. I think let's pick festivals. Let's make a few codex. Yeah, if we aim to build the Sagrada Familia or the Monastery of Batala, we will need them. So let's just keep a very high number. So we will always have enough when we need it. If I have slotted gears into other things, I think I want to slot them into my workshops first before anything else, just so I can speed that up. Let's see. Should ideally double the craft production here, but maybe it works. Both my stables are maxed out. I think here I was using, maybe don't do that. Maybe use materials. So I'm producing, okay, I have a decent oversupply of carriages. I can definitely plug in carriages into as amenities in cities where I have the option. And I will upgrade these to mines. Costs timber, and I think I want to build a stockpile of timber before I do that. And the trading post is probably the one that needs the most love right now because I need... Okay, perfect. So I have a lot of wool I can spare. That speeds things up. And I think I'm going to start using baskets here. Now what that does is I do raise my consumption of baskets. So one of my workshops needs to prioritize baskets over everything else. I will need more workshops because I cannot rely on this priority stack to give me exactly what I want when I need it. I think I will need to have dedicated workshops for all the unique things that I definitely want to not run out of. Metal pots actually are decent. They're actually a pretty decent amenity. But definitely I need one more to make hourglasses and mining picks and barrels. Maybe another 2 or 3 more workshops spread across the empire that is making the stuff that in this block. And more things are going to open up here. So I will just need more workshops, I think. We have a lot of units that will need an upgrade, but I'm going to wait for the war to end before I fire up any of the upgrades. I don't want to be caught or got in a situation where I'm under attack and I don't have, and my units are essentially occupied and upgrading themselves. So Shush has an empty queue and I don't know what to build here. You have an altar, you have 2 strong farming blocks, and you have an oversupply of food, but you are not growing as fast. I think it's time I can swap this basket out and plug in something else. Actually, trade goods is better. Shush will grow. I will want to prioritize city walls in pretty much all my cities, but the frontier cities take that first. Let's get a missionary here, and I'll want to make sure that my religion is dominant across all the cities I control. I'm willing to bet there is a warband here too. There always is. In fact, sometimes more than one. Right, philosophy is done. I will try and make a play for Temple of Bel. 200 prestige on completion and 10 religion strength in all cities and 20 security. So this would be like a great wonder to build in Zahedan. I think I will do that. I will definitely do that. You're going to purchase a claim and we are going to find a tile next turn. Do I care for grain storage? I may not, but I do care for the mill. The mill is a strong building actually. I don't want to leave it behind. Having these two will open up. I mean, I can probably plan for more bakeries or more. Yeah, I think I'll take it. I think I want milling before I jump to the next stage. Plus 10 knowledge in all cities is extremely strong, but my capital doesn't grow as fast. I can live with that because I'm actually a pretty wide empire. As far as policies are concerned, I can just take the flat happiness in all cities. That will help production. Or I can take a build production towards government science and culture buildings, which could be good. I think happiness is fine. My gold count is going to go low by a bit. I do get more happiness, growth, and 5% research. So things are going to get better. I think my research numbers are going to spike. So right now it's 69. Let's switch and we will, it's 75. I think it's already reflecting that. I think continue clearing out the animals from here. So one of the civs got knocked out, and I don't know if this was a bug that we noticed in Act 1, but I thought we met Rome without formally meeting Rome or creating the meet event on Rome. And in fact, Act 1 ended with us never having technically quote unquote meet Rome. So yeah, Rome was the one that actually had a decent tech advantage, and actually they were quite ahead, and they were culled. Right now, it looks like Pachacuti is on the bubble. There could always be a chance that Pachacuti makes it off the bubble here. But our main target is Charlemagne, and we are about 1,000, little less than 1,000 prestige away from him. So yeah, I gotta plan this. Gotta think about how Act 2 is gonna unfold. When you see this video, you're gonna probably see a faster clip of things happening. But believe me, I'm playing this very, very slow. If I had to guess, for every 10 minutes of the gameplay you watch, it probably is more than an hour of actual game time that I'm spending. Because I'm taking my time, trying to think through how I'm gonna approach this. Our government has changed. Our research is at 77, which is great. Our gold is taking a dive. I was really hoping these values would change after I picked that, but I think since this is stuck here, I do have a research agreement. Let's propose it actually. If she accepts, I'm going to pick this. If she declines, I'm going to pick this. This is useless to us. Let's take a peek on this tile. I definitely want visibility on his cities. Let's try and upgrade maybe a few of you. In time, I should reform you guys too. So you're going to grow. That's a decent 2-zone region. Next turn, we will try and get the Temple of Bel there. What is Inca's military score? It is pretty weak, and we are climbing. Okay, so Temple of Bel is going to go into this city here. I'm going to buy that. I got to be watchful of my gold here. That's going to be the Temple of Bel. Says another Tiv is already building it. We will try and force the issue here. Anything I can do in these cities that forces me or that gives me more gold just off the bat right now, I think trading posts will, right? An early game source of wealth. I'm going to sacrifice one of these farming blocks and down a trading post. Someone else is already building the Temple of Bel, so there's a good chance, in fact almost a guaranteed chance, that we are going to miss out here. Oh, she declined. Okay, If she's declined, then I'll take the 2 prosperity per science improvement. It doesn't impact me right now, but eventually it might help. Negative build production in the capital, 10 sculpting materials and 20 relationship. It's not like I need the sculpting materials, but this is fine. We can do it. So it looks like as far as Ghana and Inca are concerned, we are gapping them pretty decently. Egypt, I'm not sure how she's gapping up, but this is a good time here to take a look at the charts here. The last time we checked this, we were probably somewhere like at the turn 120 mark, and we had seen this leap in prestige, and we have pretty much stayed even with the Holy Roman Empire. Research is climbing. In the next like 40 odd turns, I want to see this be close to where Egypt and Ghana is. I think Holy Roman Empire is not doing too well on science overall, so that's a good thing for us. But we need to, definitely have this number up. Military strength, for some reason, we show a drop. I don't know why. Both Ghana and us show a drop. Can't explain why that is the case, but we haven't lost any military units, so I don't know. Population is something we are struggling on. Even though we are growing, everyone else is growing at a much faster pace than us. Rome was a very populous empire. I don't understand this. How could Rome not generate prestige to survive? And we do control the most regions, which is pretty good. Our GDP is relatively low to the others, but our absolute production is great. It did drop here, and I think this was the function of when your empire goes over your city cap, all your quality of life stats take a hit, and this is probably reflective of that. A 10% or a -10 happiness drop or whatever the number is will definitely give you this effect, and across our empire, I think it magnifies. But this will climb back up. I think we'll have this number back at the 200 range in the next 10 odd turns, I think. Yeah, we'll get a sense of how big the actual world is soon enough. So I think that's Holy Roman Empire's western edge. 4 turns, I can try and engaging him. I don't think I can kill him. Yeah, 4 turns is not enough. The war's gonna end. I think back off. Alright, this diamond needs to come down here. So Shush has built the missionary. I think Shush should build a library and a school. Let's start with the library here. Now let's take a look at our religion. So our religion is active in our cities, except for these ones. This missionary needs to come down to the city first. Alright. If I have a 47 strength thing taking out a 5 strength thing, which is like almost 9 times or more than 9 times stronger, how in the hell is this not going to end in 1 turn? I can't imagine. Yeah, the war's gonna be over next turn. None of this is gonna have any consequence. New Zanjan, I think a science building. You can actually do a library too. So let's see, comparing the library and the school. The library can craft books and it gives you 10 city knowledge and gives you 2 research per turn. Excellent, they're both very useful. The school gives you 10 city knowledge just like the library, but it gives you 1 bonus research per turn for each science and military improvement. So the school is better paired with military improvements. I don't have an open zone where I can plug this and get the most of it. Something that helps me with gold right now might be what I want. I think let's put an inn in the city center here. It'll be fine. And maybe we'll get a trading post somewhere else eventually. It's proposed a peace treaty. War would be over in 1 turn, but I'll happily accept it. So this guy is taking care of that warband. I think you need to go and check out this tile here, because I have a feeling there is a warband on this tile. So milling is done. I'm going to leave coinage behind and we're going to jump to bureaucracy. Yeah, war stalemate is fine. We had a couple of pillages, but killed his one of his units. Knowing how Egypt has been, I have a feeling that she's going to send us another bribe. I think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to try and upgrade as many people as I can. And the ones who I'm not upgrading are going to get reformed. What does it cost me to buy the Temple of Bel? I don't have the gold. You know, in hindsight, I should have tried to pillage some of his things here. I mean, at least some might have got some gold out of it. I do have the ability to make pikemen, but I cannot upgrade the immortal into the pikeman, which may or may not become a problem later. There are true tribal warriors. Why the f is my missionary fighting here? Do missionaries get a benefit from fighting? I don't know. Maybe I goofed up here. Maybe instead of... I don't know what I did, honestly. I thought I was withdrawing just my missionary, but it appears as if I'm withdrawing... Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Let's see. I mean, worst case, I will lose that. I'll take the hit there and we'll plan something else later. I do have the wheels. I can build the amphitheater of El Gem, which I will have the ability to next turn actually. But you finish that trading post, so definitely start making more trading goods. Yeah, definitely use the wool, use the fabric, use the basket. I think I'm going to put an inn here because I might want to put something else and maybe put a bakery here. It'll all be good. So let's lean into the sciencey stuff. Library and a school, and then maybe plot in some more military buildings. Military or science, whichever. I give her food for bonus food. Yeah, sure. She's close and I think that'll help us. So the missionary escaped, or he basically disengaged from that, which is fine because I want to move you here. I've seen the AI do this. When the AI declares, sometimes when they declare war on me, there's always a missionary floating around with the units. Don't know if that helps. I don't think you need any more dwellings. Let's improve the fish. City walls are up, which is good. I would like to grow a couple of more times before... Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of an industry to put down here. We lost it. Fair enough. So then it's going to be one of these two wonders that... Right. Can I build the armory? Not yet. I think the armory goes here. And I think the weaver gets better with the city temple. So let's do that. You can always build more boats and explore. Like everything needs... My buildings need upgrades. My units need upgrades. Bunch of things here, right? City walls. Yeah, let's get that up first. Definitely a school, and I will plug in the library. Parsa needs it more than any other cities. I give you wealth for happiness for 30 turns. I'm kind of struggling for gold here. I think, no. Maybe it's time to revisit our paragons. So Imhotep as a chief advisor is perfectly okay. Epicurus as a chief advisor, he's gonna give +3 quality of life stats to all cities, right? How do I see all his abilities? So this is the thing. Until I slot a new one in, there needs to be a better way to rearrange paragons, because right now I have to, like, I don't remember what Epicurus's abilities are in the other slots, so I have to unlink him to kind of see what he can slot in as, and that's just not how it should be. I should have a way to see what abilities he can have in the other slots. And in the perfect world, this should just be drag and drop, really. I mean, have the 5 slots for the advisor positions, and you should just be able to drag and drop these guys in and out. So that's how it should work. I mean, even on the city screen here, like, why the hell am I going up and down? This should be drag and drop too. So basically, I'm going to leave it like this. The moment I get my next paragon, at the event when I get the next paragon, I'm going to use that opportunity to see whether any of these guys need to slot or be different. I get 200 wealth for... I think I'm going to spend the gold here. It's not like I can afford the gold, but I think that's a good ability to have. And we are in a golden age. 9 turns. That's good. Knowing that the Inca are on the bubble, I have no desire to explicitly try and wipe him out. I do need one more settler though. I mean, if he declares war on us, we definitely will. But I think this one city cap that we have, I think is better spent by settling an explicit spot. So the question is, where would I want to settle? I want to settle in a high material area. Either that or some spot which is going to give me resources that I don't have right now. So like copper, dye, this area looks decent enough. I give up materials for 5 health, or I give up 300 materials for 10 happiness and 12 statuaries. So statuaries as amenities, they give you happiness and prosperity for every district that has a culture improvement, which typically you're not going to have more than 1 or 2. So maybe 5 or 10 prosperity tops. And it gives you density culture, which is always going to be useful. I think I can afford it. Right, you're 3 turns away. I can build the Amphitheater of El Gem, and I will start that. So the Amphitheater of El Gem gives you a bunch of things. The 500 prestige is useful, of course, but it gives you happiness, prosperity, and city culture. Since it is 6 turns, I'm going to try and build it before the inn, because... oh, 5 turns. I might not get this in my golden age, though. I will not have the gold. I'm burning gold right now at quite a high clip. In fact, I got to probably think about how I'm going to raise my absolute gold. I think come down here, just in case there are more units here. Oh, we are good. Just a single warband. In which case, you should, I think, come down here. So, llamas give wool. The llamas themselves will help make fabric. The wool is more versatile. The wool will let you craft fabrics, trade goods, and ropes. So in this situation, right, if the llamas have no unique need, why the hell would I ever switch this to making llamas? I will always leave this at wool, because wool can be plugged into fabrics also. Unless the llamas as a thing make it easier to make fabrics, or make fabrics faster than the amount of wool. So the elephants will give you an elephant and ivory. 2 completely different things which have different purposes. One for making jewels and some other goods, and the elephant themselves for essentially a military unit. And in some cases as a supply, and you can slot elephants into making heavy plows. So yeah, there is a distinctness. There are 2 different things you could do here. But with the llamas, it's like this, just the same thing. So I would almost always never pick the llama as its own harvest. I think let's get a few more boats. So this can't bombard. The longship can bombard, and the trireme can definitely bombard. Between the trireme and the longship, the trireme is 5 strength, the longship is 13 strength. But it costs a fabric and more timber and things to build, and they both take 5 turns. So let's build a few longships and we'll put them on patrol. Let's get 3 and then we will see. Right, you need to preach. Yep, there's one more guy behind him. It's fine, these guys are strong. And New San John. This inn is going to make gourmet meals, and this gourmet meal can use food and cured meats, and eventually some other things too. Gourmet meals they give you happiness, health, city growth, and city food. It's a good alternative to festivals. Maybe I need more butcher shops more than anything else. Let's get a ceramic shop or 2 if I can build it. New ceramic shops coming up here. One of them is definitely going to be dedicated to concrete and eventually to mosaic tiles. I can't build fermenting pits anymore. What about distilleries? Can't yet. I do want tanneries eventually, and I think I want to use these 3 slots here and just stack tanneries here. It's not optimal, but it's fine. I mean, this guy has kind of a weird placement of things anyways. Yeah, we'll make it work. You have 97 happiness though, which is kick-ass. The security sucks. There should be an indicator here that tells me what was just built. I know it's the library because I had my eye on that, but I mean, Civ 6 does this pretty well. Yeah, school now, and you are going to start off making books. Now, we don't have any of these accelerants. We don't have paper. We have leather, and definitely use it. And we do have dye. And the inn is up. This is in number 2, and you can also use food and cure meats. So I will need one more butcher shop somewhere, and I got to place it in a spot with lots of animals. The llama could qualify really, but it's only giving me wool and wild hogs. If I remove this farm, place a butcher shop, that'll actually be pretty good. Yeah, I could have lost him. I took out the tiger in 3 direct shots, and usually when that happens, it's a coin flip. You do lose your units. When you hit tigers, you just hit them once, heal up completely, and then you hit them twice at the second go around. There are no dies. This is sad. Like at the time where we had the momentum behind us to leap into science, we ran out of timber and that slowed us down. Now we solved our timber problems. We are getting our science game back. I need books and I have no way to, I'm struggling for gold right now. Can't accelerate this. This is so annoying. And even leather is not something I will have a lot of. I'm not making any leather anywhere, so this is gonna suck. Paper is so important. I need to put the mill down. I need paper. So the one easiest spot I can see is this one here. Definitely. And I think the mill needs to go out now. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the books. This is the new ceramic shop. You should do concrete. We will plug in silicates when we have a decent number. But that's fine. That's actually good. Let's do infinite. We will be the king of ceramics. Okay. +10 growth in all cities, build production towards commerce improvements. I think I'm going to take the +10 growth. And we added the long ship. Let's hold on to it. And this is library number 2, who is also going to struggle. Yeah, they're all going to struggle until I get paper. So I need 10 books, right? So I think I'm going to keep this number at 12. And even library number 1, I will need to keep it at 12. Okay, these guys have upgraded. Do I want to reform you guys now? Okay, how soon before I might end up in another war with Pachacuti? 10 turns. Okay, so I got to, if I'm doing any reform work, I have to do it now. New Zaidan is still at 80, right? You're dropped down to 75. Should have had city walls in here. I want to get that security of Zaidan to as close to 100 as possible, because most of my units were deployed between 50 and 75 and some even at 80 or 85, I think. And I have a mix of units deployed at all different security levels. I don't want to deploy the rest or the new group of guys at 75. I would rather it be like, in the perfect world I want it to be 100, but I will be happy if it is close to 90. Yeah, and the only ways I can move this higher is one, if I upgrade that to a fortress eventually, but not right now. I do have a barracks. I will put an armory. The armory will help. Yeah, life is tough. I took a moment off camera and updated my amenities. All my cities are using a slightly different mix, and the plan here is to phase out baskets and feasts and move them to other amenities that give you better value. Basically, I did that off camera because it literally took me about an hour to do. Along with that, I basically went through my supply chains again, and by and large, our harvesting values look great. There are a few things here, things like syrup as the most important one, really, that we need a little more love. We need to up that production to a positive value so that we'll have an ample surplus of things. By and large, everything else looks fine. As far as our goods are concerned, essentially we are fine except for a few things that need a little work. But yeah, we are crafting good amount of gears and metal tools now, which are slotted. I had to micromanage a bunch of that too. The game does give you a lot of options to do things automatically, setting policies and stuff, but I think there is still a lot of value in taking the time and doing this manually. Even though the game typically, generally speaking, makes the right choice for you, it always helps to know what those set choices were, and you should definitely look to updating them whenever you see an opportunity. Yeah, and one of the reasons why my timber count dropped here is because I set up a bunch of upgrades, but we have more upgrades to do, units and buildings alike. So Zaidan is my highest security city right now, but 75 is not enough. I think I need to up this. So right after this pikeman comes up, I think I would have liked to queue something that improves security, but I don't have any options here. Eventually we will upgrade this guy, but right now we can't. So one of the ways I can upgrade Zaidan's security is if I swap these baskets out and plug in Code of Laws. And I might do that. There are 9 more turns to go here, so we will revisit that when this number is lower and I can swap that out. So we have bureaucracy. I think the next thing I want to get to is siegecraft, because one of the wonders that I can totally try for is the Himagio. It does need mosaic tiles, which requires architecture, which will happen much later, I think. Mosaic tiles, they are crafted at ceramic shops and available at architecture or steel, but steel's later. Architecture is here in the high medieval and steel is in the Renaissance here. So architecture is a priority tech for us if we want to push for more wonders from this point on. But as far as the next thing is concerned, going breweries will be okay. The monastery of Batala is something within our target. We don't have the candles, but we'll get there. But the main thing here is the breweries. The fermenting pits can upgrade into breweries, but I can put down breweries distinctly too, which will help me source malt and a bunch of other things that could be useful. So brewing is definitely important. Siegecraft is extremely important. Pilgrimage is maybe something that I might leave behind, but I think I do have a decent religion game, so prioritizing for shrines, it wouldn't be a bad thing. If you're going religion first, going for all religion texts is extremely important. But in our game, it's kind of a mixed bag here, so it's not as important. We could definitely go feudalism first here, because it gives us the option to upgrade our horsemen to knights. But yeah, the footmen, pikemen, essentially upgrading to crossbowmen will be useful. So we definitely want to get to that too. Alchemy is something that maybe might need to wait. But our research per turn is climbing. And the better our research per turn is, have the luxury of not having or not choosing to leave any text behind. But off this list, if I were to leave something behind, I think pilgrimage would top that list. But everything else, I think I would want. The question is now, what do we want to go for first? And I'm tempted to go for siegecraft first, because I can upgrade my watchtower to a fortress. Our science is going to go bonkers, because we have a bunch of science buildings coming up. So this 9 turns actually is going to be realistically 8 turns definitely, hopefully 7 turns. And he wants open borders. I will take it. Next turn I will send him a request for either a trade agreement or something else if it's available. Now after the school, your queue is empty, so I am going to definitely queue up at least 3 settlers here. Some of these are not urgent, but I want to keep them on hand so that they're ready to settle when I want to. Okay, so we are at Empire. Let's see if Empire is better than Republic right now. The tax rate doesn't, this is what I was hoping would be, does not help me as much. Although with Empire, my city production takes a hit, but my city cap goes up by 2, which will actually be what I want for supporting the 3 extra cities. I do have the happiness. I can forego the happiness here. I will lose the 10 knowledge in all cities, which will hurt my research per turn, and the capital growth the nerf will go away. But I could actually replace that with a better crafting improvement, or a better craft production to all crafting improvements in all cities, or I just negate this intrinsic bonus. Why the hell does it say bonus when it's actually a nerf? I don't know. But yeah, but this language should be intrinsic trait, because this could very well be a negative. And we can always switch this to a 25% strength to land forces within your territories. If we end up getting into a war and someone actually is invading us, this might help. Yeah, we'll switch. We are going to take a hit on happiness and knowledge. So our research per turn is going to take a little bit of a dip, I think. But it's fine. Let's do it. I think we need to get those cities out as soon as possible. We have more traits we can claim. I think 5 prosperity in all cities would be universally useful. 2 religion spread strength would also be, but I think my religion game is kind of fading at this point. Not sure if I ever had a religion game, but I think I'm going to pick the prosperity here. So let's see, Charlemagne, will you take a trade agreement? And I think I'm going to ask the same. Actually, let's propose you also trade agreement. Let's see. Maybe we can pivot into a peaceful game from this point on. So New Pachacamac has okay, so this is going to be fun. I think an irrigated farm there. After that irrigated farm, you should definitely upgrade this farm. I'm not constrained for any kind of specific resources now, so I think growing out to get just the core yields up, I think would be okay. And this is not bad because this is 5 gold, and this expert is going to accelerate. I'm using spices somewhere, but I don't think it's urgent. But I think dyes are in short supply right now, so let's definitely do that. This is the new ceramic shop. Yeah, you're going to make mosaic tiles reasonably shortly, so let's see. Well, let's put both glass and the stuff here. You can use silicates. and sculpting materials, and about the same here, I think. Let's keep 5 on hand for now. Yeah, I just swapped out the feast and parsa with a gourmet meal, and that is going to make things a lot faster. I think I'll be able to grow faster too. Something happens like around the 6 population to like the 8 population mark, things appear to slow down, and I'm not sure whether this is a balance issue with the game or this is something that I am doing wrong. Experiencing that quite a lot in many of my recent games. And this is our first school, so no paper. Okay, I'm going to slot in leather and dyes, and you should also try to keep 12 books on hand. And this stuff is going to take ages anyways. It's going to be a while because all these books are going to get first slotted as supplies in all these schools, and then I will have the ones left over for the wonder. Now that I have bureaucracy, New Zahedan, as well as most of my buildings, I can upgrade them to town centers. And town centers, again, the handicap here is we need books. So it's going to be a while before we do that, but this upgrade is one of a priority upgrade that needs to happen in every city pretty much, except the capital. The Great Hearth really doesn't upgrade into anything. The Great Hearth also needs an upgrade path really, but one doesn't exist. Then let's just scout this area here, and then we may have to make our way back. Proposal accepted. Fantastic. So they're both friendly. Now, before we start trading stuff with them, let's go over and offer them research agreements. Both of them. I will be friendly with them if they are friendly with me. And he wants 2 grain stores. It will help my relationship with him. I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I know there is a war of retaliation coming. It's going to happen. It's just a question of time. Time and opportunity for Inca, and it's going to happen. Now, when it happens, I just need to make sure that these guys here are all upgraded, all ready for battle. And honestly, I would rather try and take out the southern city first if I do go to war with him. Is there value in exploring anymore? I mean, my first order of operations is I have 3 scouts. I might build a few more mounted scouts really. And apart from clearing out the animals on my continent, the next important thing is to grab like resource caches and stuff. So really just be automated and move around. You should just explore, I think. Kill that warband. So heal up. He declined the research agreement. Fair enough. So did he. What can I trade with her? Definitely leather for one. Definitely books. Let's do codex just so that we will try and get pilgrimage too and try to build the other wonder. That seems like a good mix. I still have 3 more merchants because of Calais, and I can pick silk. Let's check what Charlemagne has to offer. You can do leather too. I'll definitely take that. You can do books too. Biscuits are attractive here. Yeah, it's tougher to pick a 3rd one here, so I think I will. That's fine. Let's go back to Egypt and pick the silk. For once, Calais' ability is going to pay off. So Calais was our first paragon that we earned. He was a chief advisor to begin with, and some other stuff he bounced around. He's right now at the foreign advisor level, and his ability is giving 3 available merchants, which if we get the books that we want in time, I think will be invaluable. Hey! The Amphitheater of El Jam. Yeah, let's take a closer look. Come on. Oh, that's maybe too close. So New Havas. Right, you are building a commerce block in here. So I think when you need it, definitely a dwelling or 2 in this area. But I think now I have a shit ton of grapes, and that number is only going to go up. So putting a farm block here is not as urgent unless I need the food from it, which right now is not a problem. I think a butcher shop. Let's do a butcher shop there. Arena is interesting. 2 prestige per turn if built in the capital. 10 happiness and 10 prosperity. Neither of these the city needs, but it does generate wealth. Along with this butcher shop, I could definitely pair it with a stable. So the thing with stables is that in Act 3 and beyond, a stable doesn't upgrade into anything. And it pretty much is going to stay locked, and the only thing it can continue making is carriages. And carriages stay relevant well into Act 3. depending on how your economy is, you can end up deprecating them. So I think we could definitely use more carriages or more stables, but I think this would be it. I think maybe place one down here, and I think this is the last stable we have to worry about. Yeah, let's place the mill down here, and I think the mill needs to come out first, just so I have the option for paper. But our timber values are, yeah, we are at plus 77, which will keep us well in the green for a long time. So we have 2 longships, and I can put down a squadron, but I do not have any cannon ships yet. So we can just do patrols and definitely deploy that. It's good that the game allows you to downgrade units, but don't present that to me as an upgrade, please. That's just feels wrong. What kind of 4 unit formations I can build? Default is a projectile, a cavalry, and 2 melee. A square is basically two projectiles and 2 cavalry, and a diamond is 2 projectiles, a melee infantry, and a melee cavalry. So all formations here are cavalry dependent. I think there are a few more formations that I haven't unlocked yet. Give me the option to put down 4 melee, and I think some other combinations. I think there is one with like 3 projectiles and 1 melee, I believe. But after a reform, things will actually get a lot easier. But for now, if I wanted to deploy something in a pinch, I will do it, but not just yet. Right, 3 turns to the baskets. So I think I will swap this now. I'm growing in 3 turns, so that is definitely going to help everything overall. I think plugging in Code of Laws here is going to be useful. Among other things, after these upgrades are done, in fact, get city walls, but get the city walls now, I think. It's going to be 11 turns. I'm going to get an expert at the next growth cycle, and I would rather plug it in the city wall to raise the security. You're a strong legion, I think. Yeah, you need to go for a walk somewhere. Let's go here. Let's do some light exploring. Just in case something stupid happens from her, I'm going to keep the diamond generally in this area. Patrol this area. Keep moving up and down. Agreement proposed, an alliance. I'll take it. It definitely opens the door for more war with the Inca. So this feels like it's been a long time, but now we do have another paragon, and this paragon gives me an opportunity to change a few things around. Before I pick the paragon, let's just go over who we have and where. We have an entrepreneur as a foreign advisor, and I think I want to leave him like that just based on the trade agreements we have right now. Imhotep as a chief advisor is probably in the right place. But I also have an engineer in as a military advisor, so this one definitely stays in place. Having a 50% build production towards military improvements is going to help me a lot in the long term. We have a prophet as a cultural advisor, Purus as a domestic advisor. If I'm changing anything, I'm leaning on more science and might plug out Epicurus. An activist can make books, music, and paintings. As long as it is books, I can always plug him into something. So knowing that, let's pick the scientist and plug him as a domestic advisor. It pushes my research per turn from 93 to 98. It doesn't feel like much, but I think right now all I want to do is bump up my science. So Zahedan has a claim, and I want pick the highest food. I think this one. It's a decent 4-zone area here. And this expert, 5 city craft production and harvest production on the timber. I don't need that there. But I think I would love to have you in, barracks, absolutely. My security is at 95 right now. And since it is at 95, let's see. Pachacuti, we can declare war in 2 turns. So I'm going to be starting to deploy a bunch of things here. Let's take one of these guys and we will reform you. And we will see. It's still 2 turns. I would probably end up deploying a bunch of different things here. And this mill needs to make paper. And I think I can gamble here. Yeah, definitely. You can definitely use timber here. Definitely use the dyes. 1.8 paper per turn is fine. I don't want to use trade goods here. But this should be... Let's not leave it infinite actually. Let's leave it like 16 maybe. But every one of my schools and libraries, I need to revisit now. So every school, let's plug in paper. And the libraries do the same. I don't have the paper right now, but I will have enough in short order. Alright, siegecraft. Yeah, let's go feudalism first. I'll end up with feudalism, then brewing, then alchemy, and then we will flip a coin whether we want to take pilgrimage or not. The wonder is attractive to me. Sagrada Familia has a fantastic 50% build production towards triumphs in all cities. One of the things that we did before was very early in the game, founded a religion. Our first religious verse was 25% build production towards triumphs, which pretty much set the stage for me pushing for wonders, definitely at the rate at which I ended up building them. The next verse we unlocked was Sculpted Immortality, which is 25% bonus prestige from constructing triumphs. So these 1-2 combination, like we should try and get every wonder or many wonders, if not every wonder. We should definitely try for them. If we have the option, definitely try for them. I will be definitely trying for Sagrada Familia because if I get it, it would give me an additional 50% production towards triumphs in all cities, which is just sick. But I don't need the tech right now because anyways, I don't have the mosaic tiles, so it's gonna take a while to construct anyways. Yeah, let's get feudalism. Let's focus on military first, right? One more school. And I think I'm going to switch this feast with something else now. I don't have any amenities that are very health centric. Potentially gourmet meals. Gourmet meals are... yeah, I'm producing 1 and I'm consuming 0.3. So this is definitely doable and we should do that. Okay. And New Avas has a claim. Could grab the grain, but I think that's the better tile. Gourmet meals again, I think, yeah, improve the llama, and I'm gonna put some industry down here, but let's get a workshop on both these tiles here. And in fact, let's get the workshop out first. So Library of Xerxes gives you 35 city knowledge, which is going to be useful in a city that could use that knowledge. Generally speaking, it's always great in the capital, but the capital's knowledge is not bad. It's already at 97. You are at 48, so it's pretty weak. So if I plan... okay, that makes it easy. Let's get this new Khorasan region, and that's going to be the future site of the Library of Xerxes if it is still available. This settler needs to go up here somewhere. Something that puts me within growing distance of all these tiles, and I think that spot right there is fine. It is food challenged, but I think we'll start off with a gourmet meal anyways. So we will grow. This city will grow. The second city is probably going to go somewhere basically east of Shush, or maybe south of New Zanshan and New Ava, somewhere in this area. There's some rich area here too. So my boats were auto-exploring. Okay, fair enough. So we sort of know how big the world is. And that is Ghana. Where the hell is Egypt? Okay, so this is very confusing. So I can't zoom out more, so just bear with me. So in the land that we see, we know the Holy Roman Empire is up here. Or maybe that is not the Holy Roman Empire. Maybe the colors are too misleading. But yeah, but I was thinking that is the Holy Roman Empire and that's how wide they are. Ghana is down here. And looked like Ghana is kind of stretching all the way this way. So where the hell is Egypt? Does Egypt, like in this cloud here somewhere? And how many cities does she have? Or maybe she is like... or maybe I have not seen her lands yet. That is quite possible too. So I converted. Is my religion dominant in this city now? Yes, it is. And it is not dominant in New Jumpi Vilka. So that's where you will go now. Golden Age patronage. Your people glow with contentment as a golden age shines upon them. To further fuel your people's progress, recommend endowing a domain with a donation. Oh. I mean, I can start the wonder right this turn. 10 paper, 10 dice. Alternately, I give up prosperity and I get faster masterpiece creation or faster research per turn. But I mean, this is definitely. And next turn, I will start building the wonder. I think I have enough. I'll have the resources I need. And we are in the golden age now. Yeah, you should try and start clearing out some of these guys here. Yuzanjan builds the library of Celsius 10 turns. Definitely do the wonder first. Everything else can wait. The library of Celsius, the prestige is decent, not great. 175 is fine, but the 5% Paragon spawn chance can be useful, but the 35 city knowledge is what's important. So a cache of supplies, and I received 3 ceramic pots, 3 sculpting materials, and 1 precious stones. Yeah, that doesn't feel like it was all that. So this is the point in the game where when you have trade agreements, you have to keep viewing them. So I know I had silk, books, leather, and something else that I was getting from her. I think I was getting the codex from her, and I think I should plug that in. But you got to keep checking and seeing if there is. Yeah, here you go again. Your leather is fine, but you plugged out of something else. I think books. We were trying to get books from him. I think my research per turn is going to go up. In fact, it is climbing. It's already at 119, and we will make more books. So books as an amenity, as a supply, they give you 3 knowledge, which is useful, but as an amenity, they give you 20 city knowledge, which in a mature city becomes an invaluable amenity that to use. But importantly, I mean, this is much important later in the game, but you will use this to craft newspapers, movies, and law books. And law books actually are interesting. It's a 30 city security thing. So it has not practically worked for me yet, but typically if you're using code of laws, you can definitely replace them with law books. Yeah, I think it might be a while though. The movie is fun. I mean, it's a straight happiness and knowledge buff that you get. Newspapers, I think, are slightly more useful because you get bonus research per turn for each science improvement, and you get security and prosperity and knowledge. So like a newspaper is a must in a mature city, and it's one of those higher tier amenities that ends up helping your empire a lot, right? Our first tannery is up. So I am sourcing leather, but I'm not producing enough, and I'm definitely consuming a lot. So let's do that. I do have the fur, but let's use live hogs here, and let's do it infinite. We'll just collect leather all over the place, and this single tannery is good enough to keep things rolling. The other tanneries are going to end up either making sandals and belts and some other stuff that's available later. I think a military building. I think let's start with a fortress. We definitely can make our military buildings faster. I will need a dwelling in the city soon enough, so let's place it down, but let's get the military stuff first. Lavish gift. I can't give you gold for 3. Yeah, I don't have the gold, dude. Okay, so there's a chance that he's gonna not like us, but that is fine. Alright, mill number 2. Let's leave it infinite, but let's only spend timber here. Let's save on the die. Let's see, I think I can get one more trait here. 10 health in cities with a military improvement I think is very attractive. Military improvements provide prosperity, it could be good. 10 culture in the capital is not as... I think 10 health with all military improvements is great because it forces us to build military improvements. And I think I have military improvements in number of my cities. I do have open borders with you, right? Anyways, first thing, come this way. And this boat here can try and go up here and scout. My religion is still not dominant here. It's going to take a while. Right, new workshop. I'm going to take a moment here and take a deeper dive or deeper look into my workshops here. I just ended up changing a lot more things than I set out to do here. I updated a bunch of supply chains that needed help, and I think we are in good shape right now. The main thing here is some of our harvesting needs to be improved. Some of our basket production needs to improve, but I think we are fine the way I've set this up. I think we'll be good for the next few turns at least. Alright, we have a verse. More merchants, engineer pick chance, or +3 craft production in your capital for each region within it. Egypt and Charlemagne right now are friendly with us, so this might seem like a good idea. It definitely opens the door for us to move Coleus out as a foreign advisor. So what are the things that I'm making in my capital? I'm making festivals, I'm making wine, lithic tools in this workshop here. I am making books. Definitely. carriages, butcher shops. So there is a bunch of things, including trading goods here. So there is definitely value in that craft production bump. I think I'm going to take that. Let's pick it. New butcher shop, and you should continue making cured meats. And yes, use the live hogs and fish and salt. That's good. Since Zaidan is at 95 security, I'm going to deploy a few things here. All of them will be legions, and we can put down a bunch of different formations here. I think let's just go with a few more diamonds. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get one more. And once these are deployed and somewhere along this front line, I will reform the others. Alright, feudalism. Now let's get brewing first. I think we are going to get all those techs. Gated progress. I give up materials for a relationship bump, or I get a build production. It's only 5 turns. I think I can give you materials. So my material count is fine, but my per turn material increase is dropping ever so slightly. So I need to be watchful of that. We can change our government to feudalism, which I'm tempted. I lose 1 city cap, which I don't need as of right now. But potentially I might be able to save, like this one here. Industry and commerce improvements provide 1 wealth per turn. This alone could sustain my economy or get my economy back on track, and I'm very tempted. Yeah, I think let's do it for now. We'll consider empire down the line unless something else opens up. And this is our new city. We should start off with gourmet meals, and you will grow really fast, so I think start you off with a dwelling first. Yeah, let's get some codex in place. I think we are good with leather here and dyes. Dyes maybe not so much, but leather we are fine. I think this is okay. And we finished the library of Xerxes. Sweet. Now you do have a couple of farms. So we could do this. We could do a water well, and then we will see. I'll probably end up putting something else, more farms and maybe a granary or something. So tannery number 2, who should do sandals and use leather here and fur. And I'm very tempted to plug in materials here, but it's only for 50% more increase. So I think let's leave it like that. So sandals are effectively, like I want to build up a supply of sandals so that I can plug you into fine clothes. But I can leave this number at like 10 here, so it don't create more than that. But if I do end up plugging you in as a city amenity, it's a better version or a stronger version than baskets. So if I don't have any other amenities to plug in, and if you are using baskets, maybe yeah, definitely use that, and I can plug that in. And this is a new workshop, and I definitely want to get hourglass because the prosperity and the knowledge is going to be very useful. What I do need, and actually it'll be easier if I look at this from the economy screen. Everything that I'm constructing right now is a slight positive. I can definitely make more candles, which will help. I could definitely make more wheels, which will definitely help, but not too many. Besides these 2 things, I'm not really in need of anything super urgent. Maybe barrels. They are imported to craft explosives and liquor. The barrels will be used as supplies in pharmacies and windmills and stuff. Let's get some wheels, and let's make sure we have 5 on hand. And once you have these 5 wheels in place, make a large amount of barrels, or at least like make enough, and we will try to keep 16 on hand. What's my gear production at right now? We are producing 1 gear a turn, but the need for gears is quite large, so we are slotting in gears in multiple places. I think, yeah, he's going to attack. There are 2 of them, and they can easily kill the scout, so walk away. Okay. 3rd time in the game, 1st time in Act 2. Egypt wants to bribe us to attack Pachacuti. And honestly, what she's offering me doesn't really give me much. I would have accepted. Let's take a look and see where things stand. Now, if she declares war on Pachacuti, we are allied with hers, and we will definitely go to war on her behalf. That's perfectly okay. But in this situation, I do not have a compelling reason to try and take Pachacuti out. Now, this city here, looks interesting, looks strong. It's actually quite a tall city to own. And we haven't really scouted down south here, so we can't really tell what this city looks like. It could very easily also be a tall city. Let's take a look at our prestige. We are still second, but we are closing the gap with Charlemagne. That is excellent. And Pachacuti is falling behind. And he's on the bubble and he's falling behind. So again, he's going to try and do something stupid, I'm sure. We don't have to do that on our own. So let's decline that. Do not need to do it. And we have our 2 diamonds. And these 2 diamonds need to... Let's come to this city first. And then we will reform the others. Okay, let's put down a blocker city at some spot. Helps us secure some land. I think that's a good 6 zone area there. Let's settle that. So what's more important? I think copper is slightly more important than the iron because we have a source of iron. This table number 3, you should also make carriages. And my current carriages have limited them to 15. So really I don't need to do that. I can leave you empty. And you could do the same with horse. And we'll leave you as at 15 just like the others. So you are 15, you are infinite, that's fine. You are 15, so once these 15 are up, maybe you can get some ropes. I'll just leave it like that, just so that I have an insurance policy of sorts. Alright, brewing is done. Guilds, yeah, we'll get there. Let's get to alchemy. Everyone right now is in the early Middle Ages. I want to say if one civ jumps to the next era before we have finished pilgrimage, I think that'll be good. That'll be okay. 50 wealth for 2 relationship. Yeah, let's take it. She's been a good friend. A very useful friend, actually. Right, so Zaidan now is at 100 security. 2 diamonds that I deployed were at 95 and that's fine. I'm not going to undeploy them or reform them, and those guys are okay. So among other things, I'm definitely going to plug in a wonder in the city. The Monastery of Batala is something that's attractive to me. So I will have, maybe in 6 turns, I will have enough codex to build it. As far as candles are concerned, it might take me a while. But the Monastery of Batala increases the speed at which religion triumphs are built, which is useful. Causes prophet and engineer paragons to increase prosperity and happiness in all cities. Just a great wonder overall with good benefits. Imagio. I believe it used to give security, but now it gives you 100% siege defense and 30% strength to forces. Imagio would be great in a frontier city, and we will try and plan one. I don't care which side or which city builds it, but it is probably better off in a frontier city. Alright, let's see. Is our religion spreading? It is, but it's still... The Roman religion is still quite dominant here. Alright. And the city has finished the dwelling. So let's plug in things here. Definitely decorative vases and candles. But yeah, definitely put a mine on that. It's an important mine. I'm just gonna quickly walk through my supplies here and make sure nothing stupid is happening. Basically at this point, every city or everything that's using metal tools needs to be using metal tools, and anything that can use gears needs to be using gears. And as long as those things are set, I'm not going to be too worried about anything else. The inns can be upgraded to a pub, and I'm so freaking tempted. New Zanjan and Canoe Garage. I think let's do it. I think pubs are going to be good. We can make more things. Unfortunately, the Great Hearth cannot be upgraded, which is kind of unfortunate. The Gathering Halls can be, and I will, but only in the cities where I am struggling for growth. Town centers will give you a more happiness, more production, more housing, and more security. So just to preempt anything happening, maybe New Zahedan should be the first town center to be upgraded, or rather first gathering hall to be upgraded into a town center. And maybe Lorestan too, I guess. And my research per turn is at 132, which has gone up quite a bit. I'm on turn 217, but let's just take a quick look at our stats here. Our prestige is very much in line with Holy Roman Empire, and we are kind of keeping pace. The research per turn, oh yeah, we had seen, we were on a spectacular arc with research per turn until we switched our government, where we lost a few things here. But we are still, I think we are highest. I think our is higher than everybody else, which is exactly where I want to be. So now we just have to make sure that we are one of the first civs jumping into the next eras as we are getting closer to Act 3. And while that is happening, maybe we don't leave any tech behind. We take every tech and move forward because we have the ability. And military strength, we are kind of holding the line here, but it looks like Egypt has seen a massive bump, but they're allied to us, so they're not a threat to us. But there is definitely a hockey stick on Egypt's military strength. Our population is getting better. In fact, we are this is sad, but we are just about beginning to eclipse the Incan Empire on population just now. But Egypt and Ghana are still high. Yeah, we definitely control the most regions, but so is everybody. Everybody seems to be catching up on that. Influence is fine. GDP. Our GDP is climbing. And this is our government switch that did it. Basically, we sacrificed research for our higher GDP numbers. And our absolute production is the highest, but it definitely has gone through a few seesaws here. Our core prestige numbers are great as far as military and government are concerned. This is pretty much how it was. And we seem to be improving among the other stats. I think the weakest is religion and science, which is unfortunate, but I think science will improve. I think these numbers will get better. Although I can't say that religion numbers are going to get better from this point. Yeah, we are like 300 odd prestige away from Charlemagne. Golden Age generation is at 18 points a turn. Persia can generate Golden Ages really fast. Although I think it's a balance though. The ability is nerfed. The Golden Ages are not as long as the average. They are shorter than other civs. Yeah, this would have been OP without that nerf. Right, the warbands are dead. So heal up. In fact, don't heal up. You can actually reform. So can you. I have 100 security city now, so I can definitely redeploy you. We have an event, the Divine Eclipse, +5 religion strength. Sure. I think he's gearing up to declare war on us. I don't think he has the ability to do it, but he's definitely looks like he's getting ready for something. I think I might need a few more tanneries eventually, but for now you can augment my leather. I think in 2 turns I'll be able to pick one more trait on my culture, on my influence rather. New Kashan, new city. Alright, same deal here. Let's put a dwelling first, and you should also use gourmet meals, which I have an ample amount of. Be the first to build the Taj Mahal. So we have an act goal finally. It feels like it's been forever since we have gotten act goals. And this is a religion wonder. Do need precious metals, and I probably should try to keep some on hand. Flowers are good. Concrete I will have enough very soon. I could start this as soon as I have the tech. But it's at industrialization, which is going to take a while. I have 3 immortals here. But I can't, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't upgrade them. Yeah, let's deploy that first. Let's see, what else can we deploy? Okay, so let's do one like that. And next turn, when the other guys come back to the reform queue, we will see what else to deploy. And you will fortify. Alchemy is done. Let's get pilgrimage. We have another verse. 10 materials per turn, 50% build production towards religion improvements, +10 religion spread strength in each city for each distinct commerce improvement it contains. I do have a lot of commerce improvements, so I think this may not be bad. I might have picked this guy here, but it's fine. This seems like it has better long-term value. We are in the golden age. So I went ahead and set up a few more formations to deploy, and they will be deployed in Zaidan. I did change a few things around here, but we do have another trait that we can claim. And among this bunch, the 50% musician chance might be okay, but I think we can pass that for now. 20 influence after completing a masterpiece will be useful, but something that adds value later. And plus 10 culture in the capital for 10 turns. I think this one is also decent. I think I'm gonna go for the envied masterpieces where I get it's 20 straight influence, which actually helps me a lot. And there is a good chance that I'll be completing masterpieces not right now, but at a reasonable clip soon enough. So I think I'm going to click that. I do want to make an observation here. I have reformed a bunch of things and I will be reforming more units. And looking at what kind of unit formations I have, I think I need more melee units. This city here I've basically plugged in a bunch, but the other cities are busy with like other building constructions, but once they have some free time, I definitely can, I should create more military. Alright. We're at turn 222 right now, and this patrol has 2 longships, and I think I'll just park them here, stay fortified. I think when new Jumpy Volca builds a dock, I don't know when, but when it does, it's going to be on one of these tiles that are on the southern border, because I do have a dock on this side. Essentially, there is no way for these boats to cross over. Having a dock on the southern edge of the continent would be valuable. So we did build a settler, but we don't have a city cap to use him. So I think this settler, just come down here somewhere and we will try and find a suitable location to settle you when our city cap goes up. What does our religion look like in Chumpivilka? It is still dominant towards the Roman religion, to imperialist Islam. Our religion is growing, but it's going to be a long ways before our religion is dominant here. So Barca has some bandwidth now. I think you have a school. I think I want a library in this slot here. I do want a grocer somewhere, and I do want an inn somewhere. A grocer is slightly more important because of the city health, and it's really great in a 5-zone region where I can put a farm down. I think at some point, if I don't see any decent traits to get to, I'm going to go and use influence to claim the shellfish. I think I will need it. If not anything else, because I have the docks, the yields on this from this tile will be very useful. No immediate resources to grow out to. So which direction do we want to go? I think that is fine. We can grow out to this block here later. And this city also has a claim. I can claim more copper or go for the iron. Although I do want to go for the dyes at some point. I think let's go for the copper. It's fine. So upgrade to crossbows or longbows. Longbows are stronger. Okay, this is extremely weird. The verbiage for crossbowmen says vulnerable against cavalry attacks but possesses powerful indirect fire ability. Longbowmen Puissant against when using its indirect fire ability effectively, disadvantaged versus cavalry. Being the same thing, why use different language? Definitely need some clearing up. But yeah, let's do longbowman here, which I can't because I don't have the freaking metal ingots. So let's just upgrade one. It's fine. So because I'm running low on metal ingots, I think you need to be a little faster. So let's do that. I don't think I want to accelerate this until I get explosives or maybe gunpowder. The Zaidan has finally grown. I think I want to pick a 5-zone region where I can plan a bunch of industry. Maybe a farming block here wouldn't be bad either. I don't want to grow to that tile because I'm potentially the capital might want to grow to that point. I think let's pick this one. And you can use an amenity. I think you're already using gourmet meals and festivals. So I think use something. I think use trade goods. The stats have kind of gone up all over. Right, and New Kilka was the only city that is using baskets now. So I think I'm going to switch this out also. And let's see, gourmet meals. Yeah, sure. We have our rankings and Charlemagne has added a few prestige points between us. We were like 300 odd the last time I checked, and it has gone up to like almost 600 now. Or actually, yeah, more than 600. We are a very self-sufficient empire, so we don't really need anything from others. Maybe something like soap would be okay. She is making candles, so we'll switch for that. I don't think we need books. I think we are good with books now. So let's see if we can accelerate our candles from her. As far as military strength is concerned, Pachacuti has fallen way behind. Ghana is kind of eclipsing Egypt now. Holy Roman Empire has fallen, so I don't think the war has gone all that well for him. It's hard to tell who's at war with whom. Alright, pilgrimage is done. So Sagrada Familia is open to us. We are going to Kills. So we are the last civ entering the high medieval era. We are technically still in early medieval. I don't know at what point the switch happened. I think the turn that I picked, pilgrimage to research, I think everyone was still in early medieval. Right, now this city needs to do some more libraries and schools. Yeah, let's start with that and then we will see. Let's upgrade you to a knight. Alright, so I can claim a region and I will do it as long as I can build another wonder. So let's see. The Sagrada Familia also needs... Yeah, so mosaic tiles are going to be my choke point and I need to unlock architecture as soon as possible. I'm still a ways away from starting the monastery of Batala, so no wonders just yet. So we just continue building and stacking up military. And you will die if you take this tiger. So let's heal you up. I think it's fine. I don't think I need any more. We'll revisit this, but I don't think I need to create more books. I already have a good amount of books. 15 on hand, and actually 15 is the cap that I've set. Everything else looks more or less fine. The gourmet meals will be fixed. I'll have that corrected. Let's place down either a pub or an inn. Now, an inn benefits from other commerce buildings and cultural buildings. And in fact, an inn upgrades into a pub. So we should consider that at some point. But considering that we have put down this commerce building here, I think a cultural building here or another commerce building here would not be out of the question. And all these commerce buildings, they help the bakery. And New Pachacamac has a claim. The city is not as food challenged. I think pick a 5-zone region so I can do... Yeah, there are no 5-zone regions. Only 4. And this is as good as any. I may not grow Chimpivilca further east. So let's do that then. Maybe I can place a dock on one of these tiles. For now, I think either trade goods. Yeah, trade goods would be good in this spot. Let's take a look at our trade good production now. Just want to be sure that we are not going to run out. Oh yeah, we are fine. Only one of our trade goods is working because... So the way I set this up was I had these two things making the same exact thing, say almost the same exact crafting. One is infinite and one has a cap of 10, and pretty much things will stay at 10. When the number goes below 10, the second trading post will ramp up. Or maybe I could increase this number to like a slightly higher. If I'm running low on any of these guys, I want time to fix it. And typically you'll only gain that by having an ample amount of things on hand. We have the act goal for Brandenburg Gate, which is available at Mercantilism, and the Brandenburg Gate gives you a better relationship bump with the other nations and city culture. It will take you down a peaceful game, which I don't mind, and we will have metal tools and metal ingots. Maybe metal ingots could be a problem. I think maybe planning for and having one more blacksmith might make sense. But definitely we'll try for it. We have a long ways to go through to Act 2. I've been playing through for quite a while now, and I dare say this is going to be an extremely long video because we still have to go through the high medieval, the Renaissance and Enlightenment. So maybe I need to, less talking, more gameplay, and try not to miss the important parts. Oh, hello. I gotta keep my options open. If war is the answer here, then war is the answer. Because his numbers are going to climb. Yeah, he's already climbing a lot. And I think just because of the war and how much conquest he's doing. The shortest path for Persia to win this game, or essentially go into Act 3 strong on Prestige, is to lean into killing Charlemagne. We don't have to kill him, but we have to basically cripple him. And I think that'll help. Besides, so what are the individual relationships right now? I think we need to explore. I think I need to find out where the hell Egypt's lands are. I'm hoping that Egypt is bordering a Holy Roman Empire. Is this something I can do? Can I bribe you? Bribe you to go to war with Ghana, but you're friendly with Charlemagne, so no. I have to think about this. So it's quite possible that maybe Egypt's lands are small and she's closer to Ghana than to Charlemagne. But there was an opportunity cost to exploring all these things and I did not. After my continent is clear of animals, I think I'll just auto-explore the rest and let them do whatever. If I want to press my advantage, I might need to leave a few techs behind and jump. I think overall I made a mistake. I think I should have maybe skipped a few techs in the early Middle Ages and jumped to High Medieval when I had the chance. Because everybody else will get to mosaic tiles before I do, and I do risk some of the wonders I want to get. I'm just gonna, yeah, fortify you there. But yeah, I really don't want to forget about you, but yeah, but I do forget about things. I'm more likely to forget about these things like traits and maybe paragons to slot them correctly. I wouldn't mind this now. Artistic patronage, 50% build production towards culture improvements, because we will be putting down a good amount of culture improvements from this point on. And administrative outreach wouldn't be bad. It will bump production of a lot of my cities. I need to accumulate the influence first. Let's upgrade you. I think I can't upgrade. Let's upgrade the bowman into a crossbow. Or I think longbows are strong. They're good. Let's do that. If I have longbows and crossbows available to me, why would I build crossbows? I don't know if there is a good reason to do that. Shush is going to grow. Okay, which direction now? 5 zone region. There's a 5. That's a 5. So let's pick one of these. I think this one is fine. And we'll plan an industry there. You do have an expert, which I think, oh yeah, absolutely. All experts go into the pyramids of Giza, and then we will see. There is good value in like putting experts down in libraries and stuff, but I need the rate at which I've gained experts this game has not been high, simply because my cities have not grown that fast. Growth has been a bit of a challenge. You're using gourmet meals, you're using trade goods, carriages, and festivals. Pretty much the top 4 amenities that I am producing. And I don't think any of the other amenities are of the same caliber. I could take jewels, but my prosperity is already at 94 in this city. The happiness will definitely help. The decorative vases will increase culture, which really increases influence. Code of laws is secularly good. This might be a good play here. Yeah, let's do code of laws. Shush is going to become a nice city. We are at 10 pop. In fact, it is probably the tallest city, isn't it? Yeah, 10. Loristan is at 9. Parsa is at 9. It is my tallest city right now. Even Chumpivilka is at 9. So things are increasing, but I wish there was the thresholds for experts and region claims were slightly more aggressive. It does feel like I'm not growing and expanding as fast. I need cavalry and melee to make a better set of combinations. The default needs cavalry. I have 0 cavalry with me, so all these diamond, square, phalanx doesn't have cavalry, but it has 4 melee, which obviously I don't have. Yeah, I will need cavalry for the crescent too. I need 1 more melee and I can deploy 1 more shield wall. So if I'm like min-maxing things, I would like every turn I would cycle through my cities, and anything that is 2 turns away I would be buying them. I pretty much stopped doing that when my gold was a little challenged. So if the price is right, I will consider it. Guilds. Right, architecture first. Not even going to think about it. Like, more often than not, I second guess myself into choices that end up hurting me. Now, just to be prepared, we have mines here. I think I want to place down 1 ceramic shop. Another workshop wouldn't be bad. Let's place it down. In fact, this workshop should probably come out first, and we can plan for something new like this artisan studio. So the artisan studio gives you happiness and prosperity, which is okay. Decorative painting slot in as a supply in like dwellings, so it's very attractive to me. Statuary can be decent. If you have a large culture footprint or a culture improvement footprint across your empire, the statuaries pay off very well with gold. Sculpture is great. The 18 happiness and 20 culture is amazing. But again, it's one of those amenities that is better when you have a really tall city, not before. Piano, however, is something we will build because it does act as a supply, but it's only a supply in residences and skyscrapers, so it's going to take a while before we get there. Musical instruments would also be fun to build. It's all about culture here. We do need them to craft record albums, which will become a fantastic higher tier amenity. So yeah, let's build one. And what else can we build here that could be useful? Like a windmill in this block would be amazing too. I have so many religion building unlocks that I might just want a dedicated region just for the religion stuff. I mean, I have not built any, but they are strong. The temple gives you knowledge. The cemetery, I think, gives you happiness and culture. I should plan the arena in the capital. This queue is perfectly fine. Let's go to Parsa. And in this empty slot here where we had planned, yeah, let's put down the arena. Let's do it. It will stabilize my gold to quite an extent. The arena gives you 2 prestige per turn if built in the capital, which is great. It's like a monument plus. Gives you 10 city happiness and 10 city prosperity. And of course, its ability is going to help the bakery do things faster. And the shield wall can move up. Everybody else will just fortify in place until something happens. And we have a paragon. I think from this point on, all paragons need to be focused on getting masterpieces. So writers are typically great for that role because they can slot in as with any proficiency. So let's pick that. I think that's fine. So we have these 2 science buildings here, and I think I'll leave one more slot open for future science buildings. I think pairing this with military buildings will be perfectly good. I think the priority right now is a grocer, so which we can plug in right there. And let's put a farm there. And that's fine. I think we'll get these 2 things up, and then we will probably build some military in the city. Right? Claim. Yeah, let's grab this. It's another good spot for a grocer. And everybody on my front line can just fortify. Thought I had 3 scouts. I think one of my scouts died maybe fighting some wild animal, I think. So among other things, I think one of my cities, maybe you here, you do not have anything else after this. Yeah, let's buy that. I think we will queue up a mounted scout. Maybe 2 of them, and all your job is to simply explore. I think grow out to the zebra, because eventually I would love to put down a hunting camp on this. I think I want to grow to this and have the option to grow to the fish eventually. Now she's bribing us to go to war with Ghana, and she's offering... Oh, she has steel. Wait, how the hell does she have steel? Wait a second. Is she in Renaissance? Is this how far behind we are? No. Maybe there is an event that unlocks steel for her and she's gotten a bunch of steel, I guess. But this doesn't quite make sense. Everybody's in the high medieval right now, so I don't know how she has steel. But specifically with this bribe, now going to war with Ghana is going to be... Yeah, she's fucked. There is nothing to immediately gain from going to war here. It's not like we are going to be in a position to, mess with her plans. I'm going to decline this. I need to really learn and understand how I could actually benefit if I took this. If Ghana had settled into me, it would have been a whole different story. But in this situation, I think decline is fine. Yeah, there is no way to upgrade the immortals, which is sad. So this patrol, let's keep you on the southern edge of Chumpivilka. You will guard and protect the city. Any more 5 zone? That's a nice 5 zone region. Yeah, let's do it. I had capped this at 15. I think I'm going to push this number up. Same with your infinite. So, oh, that's fine. Infinite is actually okay. It's better because if you set it to infinite, one guy will perpetually make them. And if you fall negative, the other guy will kick in at the 20 mark. Even 20 is too high though, but it's fine. Yeah, we will catch up. And you are growing. So as far as the second amenity is concerned, we have gourmet meals. I think I can totally plug in carriages here, and probably either festivals or trade goods will be the 3rd and 4th here eventually. I think let's go down here and take a peek. And we have a verse. So among my verses, I have some very good stuff here. 1 growth per turn in your capital for each region within it. It's good, but my capital is not my strongest city right now. 20% build productions towards industry improvements will just speed things up, will make my builds faster. And 50% build production towards culture improvements. This will also be useful, but not immediately, pretty much in the next coming turns. Considering that I'm still making industry improvements, this might help me right now, but this I think will be helpful generally in the long run. I mean, it is 50%, so I think we'll take it. And can we spend our influence? Absolutely. We can. I'll leave the claim. I think we can take 1 more trait. And I think I'm going to take the health in all cities. 25 culture to capital during golden ages is good, but it's only to the capital. And we will get our fair share of golden ages. But This applies to all cities, plus 10 health. And the victory parades is good, but very situational. I think I'm just going to take the flat 10% health in all cities. It's going to help my cities grow. First things first, you need to put down a library or a school. School is better because even the military improvements will provide benefits. Yeah, let's do that. Our wool supply is gonna, yeah, it improves our wool supply, but I think let's pick this because I can definitely improve my syrup supply. Teutonic Knights. Heavily armored infantry units who are brutally effective against anti-cavalry but are susceptible to cavalry. So what's my relationship with Charlemagne? Oh, it's actually improving. I would hate for him to be completely friendly with me. We are just about getting close to the middle of Act 2 here. We are in second place and he's increasing his gap, prestige gap with us. And our play from this point on is to just sim along and try to increase our prestige score with a few wonders. I'm not able to construct candles any faster than I'm doing, and that is definitely slowing that down. Many of those wonders will get obsoleted by the time we have the opportunity to build them. So let's see, if I was to settle, I would settle him somewhere closer to potentially this area here somewhere. I think that block would be okay too. I can secure that other horse. So let's come here. Let's move to this tile. And when you're here, I will take a look and see if switching over to Empire as a government will make sense. If it does, we will definitely switch it just to increase the city cap. Zaidan is at 100. I think some of my other cities are also getting up there. Shush is at 90. If I put you in the lumber mill here, we are still at 100 security, so that expert was kind of wasted there. I should definitely try and deploy some more 4-unit things. Now, you have your second expert and you have a claim. I just grab this stuff here. And your 5th amenity, you could use jewels or code of laws. Maybe code of laws first, and then at the next cycle we will do jewels. But I think, yeah, I need to start planning for another higher tier amenity from this point on. And I think the library is better. Let's do that there. Shush also has 2 experts, and I think I'm gonna take off one of these guys from the Pyramids of Giza and plug him into the library. In hindsight, I probably should have done this sooner, but it's fine. Parsa only has 1 expert, and that expert has to be in the Great Hearth. Alright, Glass Sanctum. Give you 3 glass, and I get better religion spread strength for 5 turns with a 20% don't care about this. But I'm not hurting for glass at all. It's okay. Let me try and see if I can make a peaceful game of this. War is easy. Once you have a decent foothold, once you've been simming for a while, it is definitely easier to play the war game. Alright, we are in a golden age. Our religion is still not... Yeah, we are reducing the imperialist Islam dominance, but our dominance is still not high. Just 2% by the looks of it. Although nationally, our religion is the dominant religion across our empire. Paint this block with like religion stuff, and we'll plug a weaver here. And while we add it, we can actually put the sacred temple and the shrine here. I'm not thinking through exact placement anymore. Your optimal placements of your harvesters and your crafters, it's way more important in Act 1 and in the early game. But like typically around the time when you're in the middle of Act 2, I think having a building is far more important than where you place it. Sweet. So architecture is done. Which direction do we want to go to? Haberdashery is one option. I might take a moment here and think this through a little bit, but I definitely want to start with universities. One of the earliest wonders I will try to get is the Oxford University. The Acropolis is also an option. It is a pretty sick wonder to get because it also, along with other wonders, give you a city build production towards triumphs, and its initial prestige is 500. And we have the timber and materials to build it. So we are going to definitely gun for it. I don't think I care for salted fish. I think pure meats, infinite. Yeah, I use the live hogs and the fish and the salt. Right, I'm going to go slightly negative on my sculpting materials from this point on. But this is important. 1 every 2 turns. I need like 25 odd, which will take a while. But you don't have to do it finite. I'll keep your number at 30 and you will produce these as long as that number is below 30. And I'm going to run out of sculpting materials very quickly. I think I should do the same. Take the number up to 30. I'm consuming way more dyes than I'm using. Well, we're going to be fine. We switch that, and I think growing to a more limestone somewhere is probably slightly more important from this point on. Okay, the relationship went from friendly to neutral. Don't mind that. Let's take a quick look and see how our military score is. Our military strength is showing as quite low. So if you look at the chart, yeah, we are like in the middle of the pack pretty much. In fact, we are the worst because Pachacuti is a non-factor and the only ones are the ones up here. I need to build more military and I probably need to build more boats if I can. Maybe I do need another blacksmith, don't I? You should auto-explore too. And she wants an alliance. We will accept it because if we go to war with someone, we will go along. But I don't know if we will actually end up being impactful in any conflict unless it is against the Holy Roman Empire. So the grocer gives you city health and it gives 100% of region food yield is applied towards harvest production at each farm. So more farms are benefited by the grocer. So really the grocer is better in the 5-zone region. I'm going to place it down and actually let's just do it. We will be busy for a long time. And Zaidan is growing now. We are at 7 pop. It felt like forever that the city was stuck at like 3 or 4 pop. Finally, Barca is growing and we are going to claim the shellfish. You have an amenity. I think something that raises health is attractive to me and the metal pots definitely do that. And it'll push my prosperity. Actually, yeah, let's do it. Export number 2 is going to go into the library. Covenant of Honor. Get a relationship bump with her and I but I lose 4 strength for 20 turns. I just take the flat relationship benefit. I think same thing here. Let's keep you at 30 mosaic tiles. And after this 30 is done, we can keep some stained glass. So stained glass is also useful to build certain wonders and it's always good to have. Glass windows are pretty much a health amenity at this point. Stained glass could be useful. So we will keep this also finite and you can use glass. It'll be a while before this starts up. I don't have heavy metals, but we will plug that in and definitely you will use dyes too eventually. It's going to kick in much later. Can we change governments? We can change to an empire. So what do I have? I have better harvest production in all cities, which is actually good because I need this harvest production to be high across the empire. And 10 security in all cities is also not bad. And the industry and commerce improvements providing wealth per turn is actually helping me quite a lot. If I switch to empire, I'm actually taking a nerf. Yeah, I don't think I want to switch to empire. I think I need to figure out a different way to grow my city cap. For what it's worth, you can actually just fortify in place and we will see. We were blessed with way more land than we were prepared for, and it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing, but it can be paralyzing for decision making. So we have the grocer in place. So grocer can make dried foods or preserved foods. They're both pretty strong amenities, very food focused amenities. I don't want both. Definitely want one to start with and I'll try to keep a surplus. Both of them, I thought one of them could be used as a supply in something else. I think both of them are just simple amenities. This one gives you a lot of city food. This one gives you a good chunk of city food and city growth. The only advantage preserved foods has, besides the food and growth thing, is you can use it to craft trade goods. Let's do it like that. Use cured meats, grain stores. I think 1 every 2 turns is fine. I think, yeah, keep 5 on hand. And at some point in the next few minutes, I'll probably do this off camera, but I'll have to go over my economy screen and just take a closer look at everything I'm doing. Right, you should just come back here. When you're not fighting war or planning, the turns do tend to go by faster. But when the turns are going by too fast, it is very easy to lose track of or lose sight of something that was important that you missed doing when you had a chance to do it. So even if turns are blowing by fast because there are not too many things that you're doing manually, I would still say every 2 or 3 turns, take a pause, go around your supply chain, go around your UI screen for indicators, whatever. You do have a claim. I think I'm going to pick the limestone here And we will queue up one irrigated farm, after which we will improve that limestone and probably start working on, I think maybe switch it to silicates or maybe marble. I could get this meteorite. This meteorite is going to yield me the heavy metals that I want. It's going to be a while before I think heavy metals unlock closer to the end of Act 2. I think I'm going to plug you into the ceramic shop here because you can make faster either that or maybe the candle, but it's fine. I think I need both really. Okay, finally. Like, it feels like forever since the city has grown. Okay, anything I can claim that gives me a resource? Definitely the zebra, and it pretty much blocks off any other land grab from him. I think you should do the same thing here. Mosaic tiles for now. I don't have a cannon ship, but I can deploy all three of these guys here. Weird mashup of things together, but let's deploy. I'm gonna hold off using dyes on my books. In fact, I should probably revisit both my schools and libraries and plug the dyes out because I'm running low on dyes. I haven't been paying a lot of attention here. So new Kashan, you still don't have an expert, but the first expert here is definitely going into the library. I'm gonna have a dedicated ceramic shop or everything I can produce, and I'll probably set that up after I get the wonders I want. But right now, I think I'm gonna set you up also to get mosaic tiles. I think I'm making mosaic tiles. I think I'm making like 3.6 every turn. I already have 12. In like another 6 odd turns, I will have enough to start the first wonder. I think I will check next turn, see if all the wonders don't have the same count of mosaic tiles. Typically, most of them need 25, but I want to make sure there is no lower number in play. Okay. Time for friends. She'll give me 5 clocks and I pretty much get mechanized clocks. Or, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I? Let's do it. I'm not giving you money. I don't care. He's gonna declare war. Which is okay by me. This is a single trireme. I think move your way up the coast here. This patrol is already parked. Basically, if he wants to kind of cross over into this land, I want him to go into the water. And then we can deal with him. Eventually, we will have... Yeah, this is just preparing for later. I think having the ability to make more books like 100 turns from now is actually going to help us win the game. Right. Now, Parsa. Yeah, let's get these fishing nets out first. And even though... I will put a wonder down here. I don't care so much for the grapes actually. I'm doing pretty well with grapes. Yeah, very well. 445 surplus is fantastic. If anything, I think I might need to shore up my material count, but that's for later. I think Parsa definitely builds a wonder. Most likely, I'm tempted to build the Oxford library here. And next turn we will have a chance, but yeah, we'll see. He has backed off. I don't know if he wants to, if he's going to declare war. But this city looks like has good science. Usually all these animations you see in front of cities, they tell you if any particular quality of life stat is at 100%. So like if you zoom in on Chumpi Vilka, I think you don't see anything because Chumpi Vilka's quality of life stats are quite low. Zaidan, the shields are going up because Zaidan is at 100 security. Similarly, some other cities, the happiness is at 100%. So you see this like rainbow thing in front of it. So I wouldn't be averse to going to war with him and having a chance to take the city out. It's definitely on the bubble and Charlemagne is pulling away from us. I mean, we have time. We have a lot of time to plan. I'm in no hurry to force the issue here. Right, universities are done. I have 20 mosaic tiles, I need 25. But I could start the Acropolis right now. So the Acropolis, I don't think I want to build in the capital. I want to build the Oxford in the capital because it gives me 1 research per turn for each paragon in the nation. It basically is going to supercharge Parsa's science production. And all universities give 1 research per turn, which is good. This gives city knowledge, culture, and the city cap goes up. Same with Acropolis, city cap goes up. So I think these are really important. But the Acropolis, we will start off right now. Yeah, New Zaidan has a spot here. It is 15 turns, and I will definitely try and gold buy this. But yeah, I think the irrigated farm can wait. You will start the Acropolis right now. So I do have the option to leave everything behind here. I'm going to take a moment here and look through every one of these options and pretty much make a call on if I want to leave something behind. Like plows, if I don't pick heavy plows, like heavy plows is gone, right? It's fine. I mean, I don't need it. If I leave distilleries behind, I will not be able to build them anymore. Mint, central bank, letter of credit, I can actually leave. So banking, I can leave behind. So garments and actually fine clothes, they both give me a nice weaving stack. And in fact, fine clothes is an amazing amenity. Pretty much stacks with garments. I mean, I could only do garments and that'll be fine too, but fine clothes is so much better. I think I want haberdashery for sure. The metallurgy gives me an option to build lancers and a few other things. Okay, let's take a quick look. Has anybody advanced already? Yeah, everybody's in the high medieval, so that's fine. So I think the lancer is a nice cavalry unit. If anything, only for the lancers I would pick metallurgy. I want haberdashery. I don't care for banking. I think I want heavy plows simply because I can build the distilleries. Question is, what do I want first? I think I want metallurgy first, then heavy plows. Let's go here. That's fine. We will see what else we can do. Could plug more wonders across this land, but here, for example, I think I should start stacking up some academy would be nice. The city's knowledge definitely sucks, so I think yeah, let's do it. Academy, let's get that first and then we will see what else we want to do. And we have another verse: 5 happiness in all cities, 25% profit big chance, or 25 food per turn. I think the happiness in all cities is fine. It's going to supercharge my happiness overall, but that's good. It's always anything that gives me a in all cities kind of a stat is always good. If this 25% profit big chance made it more likely for me to earn paragons, this would be something I might pick. But I think this simply changes the weights at which the options of what kind of paragons I'm going to get. That's the only thing that changes. Pick happiness. I'm not giving you any gold, dude. Right, city temple. You can't craft anything, that's fine. Yeah, get this guy. Ah. Okay, just opens up an opportunity for us. Should we just YOLO this? Just send like a stack of doom down? I think I will. I think you should come down to this tile. You are 101, he's 43. I would say you indirect fire while you move into the style. You can move down and should maybe come up to the style. We have a masterpiece. Canterbury Tales. Alright. These guys just deployed. That's fine. You guys need to move down, get down closer. He wants to end the current war. He declared a skirmish on me last turn. This is just weird. That is new. That's a squadron. Let's take you down here. Now, among other things, I know Parsa has a bunch of things you can deploy. I think I'll deploy one more. Ooh, I could deploy a flotilla of cannon ships. I don't have any cannon ships though. These are all warships. Let's deploy one more squadron. I think I will have a lot more boats when all said and done. And city has a claim. I think, yeah, zebra. I'm tempted for the limestone too. No, let's get the zebra first. Let's secure furs. You're using carriages and gourmet meals. Yeah, festivals. You'll continue growing. I think you should move down. And I'll use you as a backup to engage them. This guy is moving down. That's his capital. I think I want it. For the very simple reason is it has a great hearth. We will bombard. We need to come down to this tile. I should have scouted my lands much more than I actually did. Had I known that was his capital, I would have tried to make a play for it earlier. In fact, I think it was an oversight on my part. I should have assumed that his capital is going to be somewhere in this vicinity, and I should have made a play for it earlier. It would have helped my empire quite a bit. Having a second great hearth in the empire is actually very, very strong. Right, this monastery is built. You also can make dried foods, but I think make a few beers here. Let's keep 6 on hand. It's fine. It's gonna be slow, but it's okay. So the academy is built. I was gonna try and start the wonder here. Definitely Oxford University. And I think, do I want to finish the dwelling upgrade first? Now let's get the wonder first. Let's cycle through our amenities in all the cities and make sure that I'm using the best possible combinations. So far, so good. Alright, fair enough. I think let's focus on some military now. I don't mind getting a few more boats. Could get a few more trebs. Trebs do upgrade into cannons eventually and a bunch of other projectiles. So I'm less inclined to build like archers and things from now on and more trebs. Okay, let's build one treb and we will queue up a couple of knights behind. What is love? 10 security and +1 force strength, +1 growth in all cities, or 20 knowledge for 10 turns. The 30 turns thing is generally stronger, but I don't need security explicitly. I think the growth would be useful and the knowledge will definitely be useful. Not all my cities need it. Some of my cities are already close to 100%. So maybe take the growth here. Maybe we can grow taller and move into higher classes of amenities. So you are healed, I think. Maybe just, yeah, go ahead and clear these guys. It's fine. The others, mounted scouts are auto-exploring, so we are good. War has begun. Triumph has begun. Why the hell are both my scouts scouting together? Okay, it's fine. So basically, if I send the third guy to auto-explore, he might just follow the same path too, which is annoying. Alright, heavy plows is done. So I do want metallurgy. I definitely want haberdashery. So let's pick that. It is 8 turns, but it does open up a bunch of things for me. And then we will see. So at this point, everyone's in the high medieval, which is great. We have 2 wonders. Oh, sweet. I will be finishing the Acropolis next turn. And I can actually buy this. Oh, sweet. Okay, let's do it. So we are going to finish 2 wonders next turn simultaneously. That's going to definitely add prestige. And we are probably going to be conquering Qusco very soon. And we are in the golden age. This is excellent. This is fantastic because the prestige from the getting the wonders in a golden age is going to jumpstart. I think we might just eclipse Charlemagne right after Qusco is captured, or maybe even before. This is V1 up 3, and I think I'm going to lean into tunics here. Fabrics and tunics. As long as we have 5 fabrics, we will try and stock up on 5 tunics. And that should be how this is constructed. And basically the tunics are going to pipeline straight into either fine garments or either garments or fine clothes. Okay, so there is no defense force in this area. What the hell is this? Oh. He might end up pillaging these guys. It's fine. And as far as the rest of you here, I think take one of these guys out. I want to surround this so that there is no interruptions. This crescent, let's step out there. It'll stop this scout from slowing down the city capture. Maybe next turn I gotta see if there is something else coming down. Legion warbands. Okay, let's bombard him. Alright. Your triumph completed. We have built the Acropolis and we built the Oxford Library. I mean, it's like 2 things that couldn't be far apart. The Acropolis and the Oxford Library built on the same turn. Prestige? Oh, so close. Yeah, I think when we capture Qusco, we will be tops. I think grow out of this. It's a nice 5-zone farming block. And this expert is definitely going to go into the library. And yeah, definitely got a queue mine there. And after that, maybe another irrigated farm. I should try and prioritize heavy plows. Maybe I need a few more workshops. Let's watch this naval battle. Okay. We are stronger, but the battle advantage is very slightly in our favor. I don't know where this guy came from. Okay, let's just plug him in. Can go to town center too. Keep making masterpieces. And we have captured Qusco, which we will assimilate. Our city cap has gone up because of the 2 wonders, which means you are going to settle. I think right there is fine. So as far as furs are concerned, we are very positive. We didn't really need fur. That's fine. So Qusco is captured. We'll come back to Qusco and take stock. Let's plug in a bunch of things here. Festivals will ensure you continue growing. Festivals is okay. Continuing to grow is fine. Let's try to get this. We'll try and grow out of the whale. kind of forgot about the whale. The whale will give us food oil. I don't think I need salt is not a problem, but I definitely could use the food oil. We have a paragon. I think writers are the most versatile for masterpiece productions, and you can pretty much go anywhere. I'll just go from the top and fill them all up. So Shush is growing. Shush is my tallest city right now at 11 pop, and I think I'm getting to a point where I want to say either metal pots or jewels. Now let's see if there's something. Oh, preserved foods could be something which will keep you growing even more. Honestly, I would have liked this near the new one to be either fine garments or clothes or one of those things. So in this case, I think my science is fine, my security is fine. Anything with to prosperity and health or happiness would be. So I think jewels. I think jewels will be fine here. And I'm just about breaking even. So maybe I should make or increase my jewelry production. I need to be careful about using materials because now I have the exact reverse problem of at the start of Act 2 timber was an issue. Now it's fine right now. Plus 60 is not bad. Very easily become a problem if I don't keep an eye on it. Will she take a research agreement here? Maybe. I hope she does. Let's look at our trade agreements here. I am trading 4 things. I think I can cycle out of some of these. Is there anything I want more of? Let's cycle out of the books now. I think we are good. Let's get food oil. I do have a lot of leather, so let's get grain stores. I need to put down a few more granaries, potentially a few more butcher shops. You have captured the Paragon Zeno of Citium. Captured him in Qusco. Diamond and the shield wall is here. I think you need to just stay close to the Charlemagne's borders. Let's move down here, see if there's a reasonable way to get to the city. Maybe I may not want to capture it, but I'll definitely try and pillage it. Yeah, there is a bunch of repair work, and I think I need to just take a moment and study what's in Qusco here. There's a lot more stuff to plan out. But before we change anything here, let's take a look at our prestige. We are about 600 points, just shy of 600 points up ahead of Charlemagne, and we are number 1. And I think I'm going to pretty much focus on keeping the line here or holding the line here. So just went ahead and fixed a bunch of things here. I plugged in a bunch of amenities and pretty much had to spend time to go through everything that Qusco has built. And Qusco has a great number of good things here. I was hoping there would be at least one empty spot somewhere. I'm tempted to demolish this mine and maybe open up a wonder here. And I think I will queue that up because I don't need a mine in that spot though. And we will demolish it, and I'll try and build a wonder in this tile. I'm good with copper. Don't have to worry about it just yet. Now, as far as my military is concerned, pretty much my entire force is like along this border or along my western edge or my southwestern edge. I'm just going to make sure that I do have more force capacity, and as more units come out, I'm going to station them across my southern cities here and just keep a line in case Ghana decides to do something stupid. And she declined our research agreement. That's fine, I guess. And Qusco's Great Hearth has a bunch of things to do. I think principally you should focus on festivals. I think my festivals, it is positive. By and large, I think I'm good here. But let's just make sure that we have 10 festivals on hand. Fabrics, cured meats, and syrup is fine. But as a backup, start working on sensors. Sensors are an amenity that gives you better religion spread strength. And unless our cities get really, really tall, I don't see me using these at all. We leave it like that. We maybe keep like 6 on hand. I don't see a reason why I would need any of these. In a religion-focused game in the future, I probably might need to learn how to use these things better. But I don't think this is the right amenity for our cities this game. Okay, let's make soap. Let's just keep 1 on hand. I think the soap is only going to go in as a supply into my buildings. I'm not going to use it as an amenity. In fact, I can't use it as an amenity. It's just going to be a supply. So just make enough, keep 1 on hand, and I think we're good. He has a force down here. Okay, let's go here. And you should try and corner this guy. And let's take 1 of you. Go there. And 1 of you can go to this tile. Let's take a quick look at our overall. We are about 600, just under 600 prestige ahead of Charlemagne. We are number one, and I hope to finish Act 2 at number one, which is going to be great. Population wise, I think we are actually not bad. We are within spitting distance of Nefertiti, who's at the top, and we are definitely ahead of Charlemagne. Pachakut is a non-issue now. As far as largest city is concerned, we are actually not anywhere close to being the largest city. Ghana has the largest cities, and I think Ghana has the abilities. Her abilities are very agrarian, are very farm focused. She can grow tall really fast. It would be interesting playing with her on higher difficulties at some point. Even Nefertiti has like a sick edge with farms and prosperities. Not surprised that we are lagging them, but I'm a little upset that my tallest cities are not comparable to Charlemagne's tallest cities. Most number of cities, obviously, we are tops. We are at 13. Charlemagne's at 8. Nefertiti's at 7. Asanteva's at 6. Yeah, we are high in regions. Military strength, well, crap. I thought we would be higher. This is a little disturbing. Ghana is still not quite double ours, but yeah, Ghana is about 60 odd percent more than us. And considering that I have tried to get a navy and a military force, I'm a little nervous about this. Production values, yeah, we are tops. We are more than twice the next one, which is Charlemagne. Religion, our religion is weak. Egypt has the strongest religion right now. And of course, we have 8 triumphs, while Ghana has just the one. In fact, Ghana has a Temple of Bel, which is the one we tried for, and nobody else has any wonders, which, yeah, I think a balance patch needs to happen where the AI needs to prioritize wonders more than it does. Maybe the AI is playing the best game possible, but like out of these 8 wonders at Grand Duke difficulty, even if we manage to build all 8, the AI should have been competitive on like maybe 2 or 3 of at least half of them. Should have competed for it or have been in a position to compete for it, and I don't think that was the case. I think we got the wonders very easily. And masterpieces, yeah, we are actually last. We just have a single masterpiece while everyone else has stuff. I think this stat is probably one of the stats that has been the most off from my previous games. In my previous games, typically I do tend to prioritize masterpieces early, but this time I think I tried to prioritize my advisor slots before masterpieces. And my first masterpiece slot was literally like plugged in like in Act 2 sometime. I forget when. It was very late though. Let's look at some statistics. Our prestige over time there is a bit of a hockey stick here, kind of similar to what propelled us around the turn 100 mark. There were like a bunch of wonders and war culminations from the bottom of the prestige stack to like the middle of the prestige stack, and we sort of held our own there, and now we are seeing a second hockey stick. And I think if I'm planning for more wonders in the next few turns or in the next few tens of turns, yeah, this hockey stick will only magnify. And our research is also a hockey stick right now. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why. What am I not doing that will help me raise my score numbers up? I've been building militaries. I have not been losing any militaries yet. My numbers, my military strength is pretty much like, chopping at this level. It did go up here, so I'm not sure what that event was either. There is some level of learning curve here, and I need to understand what's exactly going on. Because by the pure numbers of it, I would say Ghana and Egypt are insurmountable if I get into a war with them. Because they have but I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, the AI is not really great at fighting wars, but it's not fun when you see someone's military score is like almost twice yours. Our population is also ticking up, and yeah, there is of course this is the Qusco population that is accounted for here. Our GDP is also climbing, which is great, and our production should be through the roof. Absolutely. I need to understand why this looks like a sawtooth, and I need to understand why that happens. It is definitely some kind of a global stat that is getting triggered, which pushes this up and down, and not quite sure what that is. Our production is so kick-ass right now. I mean, we should pretty much be able to outproduce anybody from this point on. As long as we keep the tech edge, I think this is going to be, we'll be on easy street. I think fortify. Sweet. So we have our artisan studio, and I think this artisan studio is going to make decorative paintings. Don't need to keep too many on hand, just keep 2 on hand. 1 in 3 turns. The decorative paintings are going to slot in as supplies into my dwellings. So that's the purpose. And they do give 3 city happiness, which honestly I don't need, but it's a good thing to have. Right, and Cusco's build queue is empty. Yeah, let's get Himeji here. 10 turns is not bad. It does give me siege defense and 4 strength to units in the city. Yeah, the city is on the front line of sorts. I'm not entirely sure if this is the right place, the best place for it. Sagrada Familia gives me 50% build production towards all triumphs in all cities. And this is something I think maybe I should get before the Monastery of Batala. Because the Monastery of Batala gives me build production towards religion. Okay, this is like a 1, 2, 3. If I get the Monastery of Batala, the Sagrada Familia will be built faster. If I build the Sagrada Familia, all wonders will be built faster from that point on. Greed. Greed is the name of the game, right? So Monastery of Batala itself does give me happiness and prosperity in all cities for each engineer and prophet in our nation, which actually is will be useful. Zahedan has a claim, I think. Yeah, continue growing out this way. Like, let's go in like a concentric circle more or less and just grab stuff. Our city cap has gone up to 14. 50% build production towards science improvements, 15 prosperity in the capital, 15 happiness. I think I'll take the 15 build production towards science improvements. I think these two only impact the capital, and we have a wide empire, so it's this has more impact overall. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a claim here, and Zaidan is gonna put down a wonder somewhere. Any 2-zone region around me, I'm gonna pick it. 297. Okay, you need help. Let's go down here and see if we can get off some villages. He doesn't have any walls. I could totally capture it or maybe even raise it depending on what it has. This die is attractive to me, but I don't think I need it. Let's see. Okay, let's pick this 3-zone region now. And we'll put down the wonder next turn. Yeah, the scout is annoying. As long as he doesn't interfere in things going on here, I think we'll be okay. And unless he gets a reinforcement, I think our unit will win out. Now, this city does seem to have things that I think I would want, but I'm gonna raise this. And Kashan is gonna grow. I could switch the iron to silicates too. Amenity number 3. Let's see. How many trade goods? Oh, I think I'm good with trade goods. Yeah, and you need to enter the fray. And I think this diamond comes down. I think come down to this tile here, this spot, and I'll fortify you, and then I'll probably fortify some more things here. Now, New Avaz is goes building a bunch of things here. I think let's buy that knight, and after that, let's queue up another settler. Let's get 1 oracle, see what we can do with him, and after that I'll think of some other stuff to do here. You could use some more improvements for sure. Qusco and Shush are 2 of my tallest cities, which is kind of sick. In fact, like Qusco and both these 2 cities are captured cities. This one was actually a very low pop city when I captured it, but these 2, this one was close to like 8 or 9 pop when I captured it, and this was at like 11 pop when I did. Yeah, war pays. Okay, banking, I'm for sure I'm leaving it behind. I'm jumping to gunpowder without it. Let's take a quick look and see if any other civs have moved on. Okay, everyone is still in the high medieval. I'm not in an immediate rush to jump to gunpowder, so let's get metallurgy, and in 3 turns when we have metallurgy, we will take a look and see if everyone is still in the same high medieval era. I will take banking and then I will jump. Even if one of the civs is ahead, then we will forego banking and go. We have a masterpiece. Dancing Celestial Deity. So there are 2 commerce and 1 culture. And I think a pub is going to be the best thing here, because a pub will give me 2 bonus wealth per turn for each commerce and culture improvement in the region. So yeah, let's start that. And then we will probably slot in another commerce or culture right there. So Qusco is at 12 pop now. And I think, yeah, you can use jewels now. They're still fighting here. They're right on that tile where I wanted to build the wonder. So it's a little annoying. Also, is Ghana fighting him now? I think he must be. Yeah, she's fighting. Okay, so basically Pachakuti is done. I mean, I don't think it's a question of getting culled. I think he's just not going to survive. Let's gold buy that, and we will put down a wonder next turn. And Zahedan also is going to put down a wonder. Zahedan's production is a little challenged here. How many mosaic tiles do I have? 33. Okay. So I can't start more than one wonder. So Monastery of Batala is something I can start here, and potentially Sagrada Familia is something I can start in Qusco, because I can only start one wonder because I have only all these need 25 mosaic tiles, and this is not the best city production wise. So things are going to be slow, more or less. I'm going to start the Sagrada Familia here, and we will get the Monastery of Batala in Qusco next turn. Alright, we are at Metallurgy. Everyone is still in the High Medieval, so that's our queue. We are going to go into Banking, and Qusco can start Monastery of Batala. It's going to be done in 6 turns, and in 6 turns, it's going to make the production of this wonder faster. So let's see. What does it cost me to gold buy this? I might be able to gold buy this in 2 turns, which will be fantastic. It'll shave the amount of turns I need in Zahedan. So these boats are healed. They should all heal up. It's a lot of gold, but I'm going to do it because it definitely shaves turns off of everything else. Yeah, you can fortify. War 1. We captured... Wait, what? Why does it say twice? The Inca Empire was completely defeated. The First Persian Empire... Yeah, we didn't lose anything at all. And he ended up capturing Cilicia. And our triumph is complete. Monastery of Batala. I think more commerce stuff or more... I'm tempted to demolish this university and move it here. So just so I can put like a barracks and armories and other things in here. That's an inn. The inn can upgrade into a pub for sure. I think I'm going to put a bunch of culture buildings next to it. And we have a verse. Prosperity in the capital, happiness in all cities, or timber put in. I think happiness in all cities is the best of the lot. Science improvements provide 2 prosperity is good. Religion improvements 2 prosperity is also good. And 5 culture in all cities is just secularly better, I think. So let's pick it. It increased the influence per turn by a bit, but not by a lot. Right, we have 2 footmen and we have 2 knights. I don't know if there is a... Oh, there is no formation that fits that. The only formation where you do not have a projectile is a 4 melee infantry. Yeah, we'll need a few, either trebs or bowmen or longbowmen, and I think I will get that. Oh, so Egypt's empire is right there. Aachen is right there. So my initial hunch was... So initially I thought Egypt was somewhere down here. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we got lucky with the spawn we had. I mean, we pretty much had the entire continent to ourselves. While this continent here, or this northern half of this continent, was split between Charlemagne and Egypt, and the southern half was kind of split between Ghana and Inca. Inca got screwed a bit, I think, because this body of water would have been a natural spot for Inca to expand into, and there were mountains on this side. But then again, I mean, Inca should be able to settle these things. It's a whole different discussion. If the game allowed me to like move my capital, I generally like to prefer a capital that is surrounded by other cities. Yeah, maybe like Shosh, Zahedan would make better candidates for a capital. So Zahedan is 4 turns away from the Sagrada Familia, and it gives me a 50% build production towards triumphs everywhere. But I'm going to get a claim, and we are going to plan the next wonder somewhere. I'm going to build the Himeji in Qusco. And next turn we will set the... Yeah, we will buy an appropriate tile for it. Right, banking is done. We're going to gunpowder. And everyone is still in the high medieval. You have 2 claims, so let's get the ones that we definitely want. I think Qusco picks up the claim that we just purchased. And 5444. That's a good 2-zone region. In fact, that's the only 2-zone region. Let's claim it, and next turn we will place down the wonder. We have a bunch of coffee beans here. Oh, so this land was actually, this area was the better spot to settle. and I will try and settle something in this area. So coffee beans are used to make brewed coffee, and coffee really ends up becoming one of these amenities that take you a long way in the late game. It slots into multiple places. It's a supply for a bunch of things, and as an amenity it gives you plus density production, which is great. Probably like the best step up from like sandals and things. And since we have haberdashery, actually we have had haberdashery for a while now, I need to revisit my weavers. But I should be looking at creating garments here, and let's plug in fine garments, fine clothes here. Garments are easy. They plug in, you plug tunics in here, and I need to switch some of my tanneries to make belts, or maybe build more tanneries or cobblers. For now, 1 and 2 turns for garments is fine. Fine clothes are going to be a little tricky though, because fine clothes can also use tunics, and oh, I do have a good supply of stones and precious metals, so let's do that. And do we have sandals? So yeah, okay, so fine clothes look like they are going to be the one of the strongest amenities that my cities use next. They give you 20 city health, 15 happiness, 10 prosperity, and 10 security, and it's just a great amenity to have at this point in the game. Whenever things are in an upgrade path, like I have to look at two different things. I know some of my workshops have already upgraded to the crafting guilds. I want to see like a single place where I'm doing all the workshop quote unquote things. It's hard to kind of see what's going on here, but I'm just going by the green up arrows on top and just assuming everything is going to be perfect. Very easy to overlook certain things and make mistakes. And we have 2 crafting guilds making gears and baskets. That is fine. And once the wonders I want are up, I think I'll ease off on the mosaic tiles for sure, and we'll have to revisit and reconfigure this supply chain. But all that is for later. Like shit just takes time. This chemist right now is, I set this up to do it like this, but it's going to take ages before the first medicine is constructed, because yeah, I have 0 mandrakes, I have 0 tea leaves. The land we had has not been friendly for this supply chain specifically. But medicines is actually a very good amenity to have, because it just gives you a flat 25 health. Most civs that I play, I tend to lag on health more than anything else. And it definitely becomes one of these amenities that when you are a 10 pop city, having medicine as one of the amenities slotted in really balances your city out. I will revisit this because there are a lot of things I need to go over. And I think I'm going to upgrade some of you now. It is a wedge. I should be reforming this, but I'm going to hold off on any reforms until I get to gunpowder. It's going to change the composition of my units, because we will have musketmen and a few more formations available to us, which just changes. Yeah, it definitely changes things around. Agreement proposed. Open borders. Sure. Yeah, Sinteva is grateful that you have a common ally. Oh, so she's allied with Egypt, which is strange because Egypt was trying to bribe us to go to war with Ghana. It looks like Nefertiti I think she has a duplicitous side to her, which we will uncover as we play more games with her. And on the face of it, she's very friendly with everyone, but she has tried to do shit behind people's back. Yeah, just fortify, it's fine. I thought there were 2 things. Yeah, there are 2 squadrons here. Claim generated. I think more pigs and salt, or more cotton, or more horse. Actually, let's get this one, because this is a good tile to own, and that's going to be the next one we grow to. This tile that we have grown to, can we place down the wonder? Yes, we can place Himeji. We are going to place it. We're going to buy that, and Himeji is going to be the next thing that gets built. Any resource? I think this is not a bad resource. Let's get that. Continuing with the food-based amenity here is not a problem. Preserve food. Either preserve foods or trade goods. One of them I think would be okay. I think my city stats are reasonable. Let's get preserve food so you can try and grow more. And we have another verse. +2 research per turn. We are at 326 research per turn. What is +2 going to do to us? 20% build production towards industry improvements is okay, and 50% build production towards religion improvements would be, yeah, I don't know how many more religion buildings I'll be building. I think this is better value, even though it's 20%. And we are in another golden age, which is sweet, because I'm going to try and build this wonder or buy this wonder now. It's going to finish next turn. Sagrada Familia will be here in the golden age next turn. Hello. I don't know. I mean, it's maybe some folks who know better can comment, but does this look to scale? Because I remember, like back in the early game, the Colossus of Rhodes used to be huge. The statue of the Great Lighthouse, it used to be huge. Like these guys have been scaled down definitely. I mean, considering like the pyramids of Giza here, the Sagrada Familia is definitely not taller than the pyramids of Giza, or maybe it is. I don't know. Let me know. So what does Zaidan do from this point on? Maybe religion buildings? What industry would I want? I think I need a cobbler or two. So tannery stack. They do affect the craft production of other tanneries. Definitely there's value in like stacking tanneries here. I think I will do that. Oh, because there's a global limit. Okay, that's fine then. Let's just put a cobbler next to it. And Barca, yeah, maybe you should just upgrade your stuff. And once you're done, if nothing else to do again, I will probably end up making military improvements here. Another verse. +5 established regions, negative 25% research cost of science technologies. I don't think I'm hurting for a research per turn. 10 materials to a turn is not really... could help me because actually I am running low, but I can always put down more mines. Let's take inspiration here. It's fine, it just makes things faster. So New Kashan, that's fine, just keep the upgrades going. Yeah, I need to build some more military. I mean, I have just 3 boat formations and I can put down 17 more. A part of me just wants to max this out, but there are so many other things to do here. Oh, sweet. Look at that. So we are like 2000 and change prestige ahead of Charlemagne. I think metal pots is decent here. Alright, we are at gunpowder. At gunpowder, I think I want to first go into either scientific method or public works. But let me think about this. If we are making a rush for industrialization, we can actually leave this behind because we have a bunch of things that steel unlocks. We do lose the indoor stove, which actually is one of the supplies that I really want in my dwellings and in many of the bakeries needed. But that too will unlock at industrialization if I leave steel behind. So steel, if I don't go for it as the first tech, I will leave it behind. If it's going to take me 3 more turns, 3 more technologies to jump across, I'm definitely taking printing press. I'm definitely taking scientific method. And I'm very likely going to take public works because of the windmill and plaza and a bunch of other buildings here. Shipbuilding is something I might leave behind. I don't think there is any sort of a navy game happening. Now this is, however, far more important. Getting to explosives, having fusiliers, just in case we get into some kind of a stupid war. I think I want firearms. I think first I want to go for the printing press. Your nation has advanced to the Renaissance, absolutely. So let's see, anybody else in the Renaissance? No one. We are the first in the Renaissance. I think the last 30 odd turns is where this game has pivoted well and truly into our control. I can't see any way Act 2 ends without us being on top. Queued up a mine and a irrigated farm here, but I think I'm going to place down another blacksmith just in anticipation of all the steel stuff that we will be putting down eventually. So let's just go ahead and place that there. Alright, this is a new pub. And this guy can start using bread for now. As long as I have a good amount of gourmet meals, I really don't need to. These won't even kick in. Ghana has declared a skirmish on the Holy Roman Empire. Interesting. Yeah, I think that is a Holy Roman Empire city. Alright, grocer number 2. I think that's fine. We'll have enough. I do have the option to claim one more piece of land to put down another wonder. Okay, the Himeji. Let's buy the Himeji here. Can I build one more wonder? Not just yet. So Angkor Wat, 40 security, shrines provide 5 security. I don't have any shrines in the city though. I mean, I'm not going to be picky about this. I'm going to take whichever one is available. But yeah, I do need to increase my rope. I will do that. Yeah, just so that we have an adequate amount of ropes when we need them. Actually, let's queue up some military behind this one. Actually, let's get 2 lancers. Yeah, 2 berserkers and maybe 2 footmen. I don't know if I'll end up finishing these because I'm hoping to have gunpowders unlocked at this point. But it'll take a while because I won't have the necessary things to make gunpowder. I want to build an armory as soon as possible, and it is a military building. So maybe we should do this in Loristan. Let's take out one of the footmen, place the armory down, and the armory needs to come out first. The armory is important because the armory lets me make gunpowder and explosives. Parsa doesn't have tiles. Parsa could very well take over the duties of making more military. Alright, Himeji. Another amenity. You are not using gourmet meals anywhere, so definitely start with that first. Gold is fine. Our material count is kind of struggling, and I think in the next like 50 odd turns I should try and double or maybe even triple this number. So putting down mines just for the production, just for the materials is not a bad thing. 2 culture, 2 cities for each religion improvement built in them. I don't have too many religion improvements overall. 5 security in all cities is this could have been useful in the early game, but I think right now it's not. 25% trade production, however, I think that's good. So as far as trade is concerned, we are trading with Nefertiti and Charlemagne. Nefertiti, I expect, will stay friendly with us for a long time, but I'm not sure if I can say the same about Charlemagne. And they are not really making anything here that is an absolute must for me or a must-have for me. I'm not sure if the extra trade production helps me. If you think about war, Ghana and Holy Roman Empire are probably the most likely people will go to war with. I don't expect to go to war with Egypt because unless something really stupid happens, but Parsa needs a amenity too. The health definitely helps, but the happiness and prosperity does not. Same thing, the same reason why I don't want to plug in jewels here, because it really doesn't benefit me much. Reserve foods, however, will help the city grow. So let's pick that. Let's try Egypt again. Nefertiti is rumored to want our friendship, okay? We'll see if she will realign with us. Okay, let's take Sacred Arts here. It's fine. Like I start out doing one thing and then I get distracted and then I go down a different rabbit hole and I just go down this different thread of things to do and I forget about the first thing that I started out doing. I might put another weaver down here, but weavers play well with the religion buildings and I'm going to place a religion thing here. So a cemetery gives me happiness and culture. City temple gives me science and knowledge and stuff. So I think city temple is great. And along with the city temple, let's see what other religion thing I can build. I can build a monastery. Definitely improves masterpiece. There is no masterpiece producer in the city though. So the masterpiece creation speed is not going to be as important here. The sacred temple, however, is its culture overall. Let's do that. And we'll leave the spot open for a weaver. This is tannery number 5. I think I can use you to make fine clothes. So I can use you to make fine clothes too. You are just an amenity on your own. So we may not need boots. Let's start off with shoes here. We will keep, let's say, 10 on hand. If and only if we have enough sandals, we will get shoes. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm getting another cobbler too. Cobblers, I think, are faster in making things. Agreement declined, okay. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, as long as I can bump up health in the city. So a grocer gives me 10 city health, right? Yeah, so this settler, I want to place you down somewhere in this area here. The game still says to go and settle all the way south. That's not bad because I can actually put a blocker city somewhere in this vicinity. Towards the late game, things are not going to be as impactful. So that's 5 zones. Is there any other 5 zone with better yields? I think that's fine too. We'll grow out to a bunch of different things here. That's good. Yeah, sweet. Let's pick up this stuff. The benefits from picking up stuff late game is not that high. So we have a masterpiece, water margin, and that is our armory. We should make gunpowder, and I think I want to make infinite gunpowder. I don't have any heavy metal yet, but I will. I do have iron, so definitely use it. Yeah, I think 1 and 2. This is fine. I may not need an infinite amount. Actually, let's just keep a finite amount, but let's keep the number obscenely high. There should be a better way to enter these values. Just type them in. Not a great UI experience. After a while, when you get used to a even bad UI experience, you don't realize it until it changes into something better how bad it actually was. Just one of those things that like you get used to things. It's easy to get used to a bad or a subpar process, and sometimes you get better at it. So yeah, but always, all games should always look to improve things non-stop. Let's walk through our cities, make sure I'm not losing out on any experts or amenities. Because the biggest tendency I have is just that I forget about a slot, or I think you just grew, but that's good. Anything that raises knowledge, health, or culture would be, or security would be okay. Trade goods would be okay too. Alright. Yeah, let's pick these, and we will, if we get the option to, we will place a wonder on it. I think all of you just fortify. So printing press is done. We will try and place the print shop somewhere. And this city, can I build a wonder now? I can build the white column, which is actually not bad. Density growth and 50 build production towards other religion buildings, which might help the other religion buildings I want to do. I think opportunity cost here, let's just do it. You want 3 fabrics? Yeah, we'll give it to her. I think preserve foods, either preserve foods or metal pots, one of these two. I think I'm leaning more. I think let's do metal pots. Work on the anchor what now? So yeah, probably not the best spot for this in Zahida, and I think I will try this in either Qusco or Chumpivilka. Let's get some military. Let's get a Karak, and so musketman costs 1 gunpowder and 45 materials. Let's get 1. We will see what other formation options we have. Cobbler is the only one that can make belts, and belts are definitely used for fine clothes and garments actually, but let's push for belts. This guy is just making fabric, that's fine. This guy is making garments. I will leave this like this, and I'm gonna make infinite garments. And because I'm doing infinite garments, instead of using tunics here, I will use garments and make fine clothes with that. And Zaidan is growing. Sweet, firearms. Do I care about observatories and telescope? If I leave these, I will not be able to build these. The observatory is a very strong science thing. It gives me 4 research per turn, so I don't think I want to leave this behind. Let's get that first. Hospital, the plaza, and the windmill. Yeah, the plaza's 250 prestige is going to be good too. That changes the game by quite a bit. I mean, it pretty much takes war completely off the table. Now we can change to autocracy. My city cap is going to be thrown off, so let's not do that. It's great for like a war game eventually. Claim. I think let's get that. I think we'll need to improve the limestone sooner. Carriages, gourmet meals, and festivals. So you could use trade goods or fine clothes. I'll plug fine clothes in at the next cycle because I'm not entirely certain if my weaver production chain is in a great place, but you can try and grow more, so do that. At the end of this act, I will have to spend some time and go over my supply chain with a fine-tooth comb. Alright, and we finished white column. Alright. Felt like it got built pretty fast. We have a masterpiece. Wilhelmus van Nassau. It's a Dutch. Another one. Viderant Omnis. So what's my grape production right now? Yeah, it's sick. I'm going to try and put a wonder on, not Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat, I think I will try and plug you into new Chumpivilka if I can. We will purchase a claim, and we will grow new Chumpivilka next turn. Absolutely accept. So right now, except Ghana, we are allied to both Charlemagne and Egypt. So really, realistically, the only person we go to war with from this point on is Ghana. I mean, I have to, right? And I will. I'm just playing defense from this point on. But you guys need to come down, and I probably need to spend a moment at some point and upgrade you guys into better units. Because she does seem to have a higher military score than us, which is not great. Another golden age. Sweet. 11 turns for the wars. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen in 11 turns. City idle. Kashan is growing. I think try and grow out to this die. That is a decent 2-zone region too. I can try placing a wonder there. Maybe one more mine. Actually, there is better. It's a 3 material region. In fact, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. That's a Holy Roman city, which looks like Ghana is killing. Let's see, what is our prestige now? Oh. Increasing. Public works is done. We take scientific method and then we will jump to revolution. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I was gonna use the claim for that, and okay, let's do this again. Let's get this claim, and let's not forget that we are going to try and buy this claim in Chumpivilka next turn. I mean, I don't need any of these things more than... I think the coffee is definitely more valuable right now. I can deploy brigades, but the brigades will need 3 gunpowder infantry, 1 gunpowder cavalry, and 1 artillery. None of this shit I have. Well placed. Let's upgrade one of these knights to a gunpowder cavalry. In fact, let's do it to all. These guys are not deployed anyways. And let's do the same to these footmen. But we'll upgrade you to a men at arms. Suspiciously like samurai, but we want a fusilier. Confirm. Same thing here. I think I'll leave the lancer as is. And after these guys are upgraded, maybe some of my... Come down to the city and I'll upgrade you. Before I forget, because I tend to be stupid about this shit now, especially as the game has gone... In the late game, when things get very complicated, I will forget about things like these. Do I see a 2-zone region right there? And right there. I think that is slightly better, so let's pick it. And next turn we will place the wonder down there. This is the second artisan studio, and let's plug in musical instruments because we will need them eventually for record items or record albums. And these guys can definitely use some timber, copper, and this is going to deplete my leather though, but it's good. It's fine. And maybe I can get a third artisan studio to specialize on sculptures. Another masterpiece. Sikilos Epitaph Song. Qusco has grown, and I have lead, definitely. Put the mine down on it. So that pretty much guarantees my supply of heavy metals. It's getting less important. Like what I'm picking is not as important as having it. Actually, maybe yeah. At this point, I should have just chosen yields over resources. This is armory number 2. I'm making gunpowder already. You should make explosives. Explosives mainly go into mines, and okay, let's take a look at a sample mine. It will slot into the 4th slot, so it definitely makes my mines better, but more importantly I can use it to train a bunch of like units. In fact, pretty much all the good units from this point on will start using explosives. Pretty much the name of the game. I will use heavy metals here, so let's plug that in. But let's not go crazy with our explosive production. Let's start limit of 10 on hand. Yeah, this entire island is unsettled, unexplored. I don't know, the AI probably would have gotten to these, but considering that I see both resource caches and animals around here which have not been cleared, I don't think the AI has gotten here yet. New Avas. Can I build one more wonder? Angkor Wat, but Angkor Wat is not going to be here. Angkor Wat's going in New Chumpivilka. Let's go with an amphitheater here, and let's put a coffee house too. I think the coffee house doesn't upgrade into anything, I believe. So Zahedan has options now. I think another cobbler wouldn't be bad, but in one of these blocks I'm going to place down a bunch of sciencey stuff. So coffee houses are great with like industry and culture buildings, other culture buildings and government buildings and stuff. But it's giving me happiness, which is not something I'm lacking right now. Either lean into more commerce or definitely lean into more science. I think that's always a good option. So I did put a school there, right? I can put a library there now. And next to the library, I'll slot in other sciencey stuff. Like the general hospital can go down there eventually, but I need 20 glass for that. We have 4 carracks. can deploy a flotilla, and I'm going to deploy it. 6 more turns for the war to end, which is perfectly okay. I'm allied with these guys, so I'm not going to worry about them too much. I think I'm going to reform. Let's reform one of you guys. Let's reform this diamond, and I'll deploy something that's more appropriate for this time in the game. Do I want to lean into fine clothes just now? Anything that helps prosperity and health is good. Even culture, not a bad thing. Could use garments, but not really. Garments are feeding fine clothes, so let's not do that. I think jewels are okay. Alright, scientific method is done. Let's get revolutions. So Parsa still doesn't know what to build, in which case you should build... Okay, can I build a... Yeah, cannon. Absolutely. Let's get at least one. This is weaver. Oh no, this is a tailor. I don't have sewing machines yet. The sewing machines are available at industrialization, which is the next tech that we want to go to. I think maybe just stay at the top, keep it at fine clothes. Yeah, use garments, belts, and sandals. And I might switch that around, get shoes maybe. Yeah, 1 and 4 pretty much means that I can support fine clothes in about 2.5 cities. So I'll need more. Yeah, the golden age is going to be over next turn. But I think you need to stay focused on glass. And I think let's do infinite for now. And we will try and maximize this. I think an irrigated farm there is fine. I don't know yet. I think I will be putting an observatory down on that tile. But maybe we have another paragon, and I'm definitely picking a writer here because these guys are simply going to make masterpieces. And yeah, go to the first spot you see. Alright, flotilla, which I think needs to come down. It's going to be over in 2 turns. It's pretty inconsequential overall. But I think you guys need to reform. And you can really start leaning into fine clothes now. It's fine. It's a great amenity. And definitely pick the dies. And next turn I will try and put a farm down. So we have mines. I think I want to put down... I'm going to turn that into a science block. The only science building I can build right now is a library. And I think I will. It is useful. And this is another ceramic shop. So let's do this. Let's try to reach like 20 glass, and after we have 20 glass, then we will lean into glass windows, and maybe 5 is good enough to start with. Yeah, that's fine. War inconclusive, absolutely. Wasn't sure what was happening with that war anyways, but it's fine. My longbows can be upgraded to muskets. I think I want to do that. I will need to reform and redeploy all these guys anyways. But for now, they're just stronger units in a bad formation. That's okay. And you can stay fortified here. Right. We are at revolutions and we have the agitator. I am going to be very tempted to use in some of my bordering land. At least like grab maybe 1 or 2 tiles that are bordering Holy Roman Empire. Let's see, maybe we can make a crazy game out of this. But yeah, I don't know if it'll happen in Act 2, but it'll probably happen closer to Act 3 at this point. Yeah, these two. These 2 tiles are the ones that I will agitate to join my empire. The AI has a terrible tendency to grow out towards... Yeah, it's just annoying. Yeah, the AI needs to be punished for that. So what do we research next? Opening up democracy would be okay. All the town centers will upgrade to a city hall, and that's actually not bad. It is definitely something that can improve my material, food and timber production, but also it gives you inherent happiness, housing production and a bunch of other things. So having that unlocked is useful. Rifling is great for more military stuff here, which is definitely an option. So the problem here is a lot of these things need steel. So I'm going to pick things that are uniquely unlocked here, and I'll try and jump into the next era no matter what. So a concert hall would be great to have. Having the ability to make pianos is also great to have. Point is, out of these 6, if we have to pick 3, which ones would they be? Democracy is unlocked only here. Same with city halls. If we leave democracy behind, city halls, we will not get a chance to build city halls anywhere else. Could be a problem, which makes democracy a priority. I think let's go democracy first, and then we will see what else we want. And we have finished the Angkor Wat. Alright, I definitely want an agitator unit. It's going to be 12 turns in this city. I think that's fine. Let's get 1 and we will see what else we can do. We can definitely deploy a flying V here with a combination of lancers, and let's put the knight in here and the 2 Arquebusiers. Let's deploy him. 1% Paragon spawn chance for each land unit. I think it's attractive to me because I do have a decent amount of land forces and I probably will have more. The military improvements providing prosperity could be useful, but I think this is fine. I think I need more Paragons for more masterpieces now. We can build the classical gardens of Suzu somewhere. Gotta find a spot for it. But as far as of now, I think 2 hunting camps here and we will lean into ivory. Yeah, let's get those 2 and then we will see what to do. So let's go through our cities and see if there is an open 2-zone region that I can use somewhere. I don't want to mess with 5-zone regions for this. Let's find a 2 or a 3-zone region that we can put a wonder in. There you go. That spot. So the classical gardens of Suzu gives you the prestige, and then activist scientists and writer paragons appear more often in your nation, which is like a global ability. And you get knowledge and prosperity in all cities for each activist, scientist, and writers in the nation, which we have plenty of. So this is going to supercharge gold and science. We're already at 373 here, and I think I'm definitely plugging that in. Yeah, we should buy the library so we can start off the wonder immediately next turn. You're going to grow in 4 turns, so that's fine. Let's get some military here. Let's get one more Karak. I have 1 cannon in my slot, so is there any brigade I can build with 1 cannon? Yeah, it's going to be a picket. The fusilier, the musketman, and a fusilier, and that. I think that's fine. I should try and upgrade the shield wallet to something stronger, but for now I think just fortify. So I am upgrading a few things here. I am reforming a few things here. Once all are done, I will try and put these guys in the reform queue as the new guys come out. And it's going to be pretty much a continuous process from this point on. Yeah, I just have to keep the ball rolling there. Library number 7, pretty much the same thing as before. All these libraries will stop book production when they reach 15. Right now this is fine. It's going to take ages though, but that's okay. So this city has a claim, and I think definitely get the whales. You can grow. Something for science and culture would be okay. Oh, I gotta watch this. Let's get preserved foods. Bonus harvest from farms would be okay, but I think I want more dyes. We need to sync back to our crafting guilds because we are not making metal pots. And we are not making metal pots because of that. Let's do some double duty. You can do the same thing. And let's max it out. But that's fine. 1 every 2 turns I'll have them. I'll have in fact, let's keep a high number here. Let's keep this at like 12 because I'm using metal pots in many of my cities and I don't want to run out. Let's take care of this cougar. We had already run out of metal pots here. So let's switch you into fine clothes. And telescopes would be amazing. It is the capital after all, so let's do it. You did not get a chance to claim a region at that city growth event, which is... Okay, I need to build an observatory in this city. We shall go ahead and purchase a claim. And I'm going to pick a 5-zone region I'm going to buy in Parsa next turn. Any high yield 2-zone region? Some decent 5-zone regions here. Let's get that. Maybe we can put some mines on it. You are like very food focused here, aren't you? In which case, let's see, what is my fine clothes production? It's at I think I'll try and raise this and get a few more fine clothes before I plug that in. But for now, you can use carriages. Right, and the Karak is ready. I have 5 of them now. Let's deploy it. We are in a golden age. So our wonder is coming up in the city here, and it's coming up in 5 turns. I'm going to cycle through my cities here and make sure I'm not losing out on an amenity or an expert for the matter. Yeah, right there. I think change it temporarily to something else. That's fine. Yeah, I'm using pots in multiple spots here, and I need to be a little more careful. My preserve food production is in very good shape. When we get closer to the 8th amenity, we may have to start using some of our tier 2 amenities, or at least the ones I deem tier 2. How tall are my cities? Qusco is 12, Chumbivilca is 12, bunch of 10s and 9s, Parsa is 12, Lorestan is 12, and Shush is 12. Right, so this guy, this flying V, needs to come down to the front line and just hold the line here. And while you're doing that, I'll reform the others. So I've been pretty much for the last like what? Ever since I've captured the city, I've been trying to convert that religion, but it hasn't gone away. It's gone down from like 97 to like 75 with my religion climbing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it takes the whole freaking game before I can make that conversion, which is just, yeah, it's annoying. Now, Parsa needs to take this claim, and I want a nice 5-zone region. I don't care about the yields as long as I have 5 zones, because I'm gonna put sciencey stuff, the observatory and a bunch of other things on there. Right, that is the picket, and this picket goes down to this city here because it is a frontier city, and I want a part of my strongest force to be in this new Adansi city. Okay, let's see if I can sneak in and grab this before that unit murders me. I don't have steel in any of these. I want to pick a tech that gives me an edge in making something that will help my cities either grow or my amenities to get stronger. I did lose out on dry dock at Morgan. Let's pick this. I think we'll upgrade our docks to dry docks. And I do open up the option for Brandenburg Gate, which could be good too. The Brandenburg Gate, it gives you an established relationship buff. Now we only have 3 other empires left, so it's not really that impactful, and we are allied with 2 of them. But it is one of those things that will just ensure that we are not going to get into a war, or we are less likely to enter a war in Act 3. So Shush has built that. I think start with a coffee house, and we will put down other government and culture buildings next to it. I've put off building the coffee house long enough. Coffee is a great supply that I can plug in, but thought I would get it earlier, but I just kept delaying it, and here we are. Let's just pick a tile with decent yields. I think that's good. Symbolic gesture. 5 happiness, negative in all cities for 20 relationship bump. Sure. And we have direct democracy. We are in a feudal system right now. We get better harvest production in all cities, which is good, and 10 security in all cities. Plus we get gold or industry and commerce, which is actually so far so good. This is excellent. If we do switch to direct democracy, our prosperity goes up, and I believe this is in every city, so things are going to be a little, yeah, as far as gold is concerned, I think we are maxing out our potential there, and our projected taxes will like skyrocket, so I think we are securing gold pretty much from this point on. But as far as policy is concerned, all these policies are geared more towards paragons. Musicians, artists, and writers. We do have a decent amount of artists and we have a decent amount of writers. Essentially, they lean towards happiness. Scientists, engineers, and pioneers, and we have a few of them here, which will give us 2 research per turn. And activists and strategists, we have 1 entrepreneur, and I believe one activist. So like 10 gold per turn. So we lose out on a lot of the harvesting stuff that we are doing, which could put a strain on some of our supply chains. But I think the gold bump is good. The city prosperity bump is going to be good. And we are really leaning towards more paragons anyways from this point on. I still think I would pick the research per turn for these guys. And I think we will switch this. Yeah, let's switch this. Let's see what happens. If it feels like we have taken a wrong decision, we can always try something different and go back. Right, this is our first coffee house. And you should use the coffee beans and the glass. Don't use trade goods. I think 1 every 4 turns, and we will try to let's keep more than usual. I think let's keep like 14 on hand. Coffee is going to get slotted in as a supply into a bunch of different things, and I'll have to go over the entire queue, the economy screen once again later. Government has changed. For some reason, our gold hasn't changed. I want to buy the wonder here. It's not, we have the gold, and you are going to put down an irrigated farm right there. Where should I plug you? I have a ton of mines in this city, but I think, yeah, let's plug you into the docks. Before I put down mines on this, I think I'm going to get a few more military. Let's get a cannon. Anything that we haven't built yet, I will definitely build it. I want to put 1 dock on the southern edge of this city. So maybe New Kilka right there. That should be a dock. Triumph is completed. Classical Gardens of Suzu. Let's see, will you take a research agreement? It'll just speed things up so much. And I'll ask the same of Charlemagne. And this is Flotilla number 2, who should come down here. And when you're here, I'll reform these guys. We have a masterpiece. The Gallic Wars. Well, Caesar is dead, so I guess we are Caesar. Oh, sweet. She accepted the research proposal, which is actually great. The research agreement gives us a set amount of research per turn. Charlemagne's declined. We have our agitator unit now. And let's see. The first tile I want to mess with is... Let's go to this tile. He's happy about a shared border, and we are allied to him, so he's not going to be happy about this at all. Alright, fortify. So Lorestan is done with his stuff. I think I will put down one more military building here or a science building. I'm tempted to put down... The hospital will be good. It does allow me to craft a bunch of things, and it is a science building. Either that or an observatory. But knowledge I'm fine with. I think let's put the general hospital down. Now you have a growth event. You can... Let's pick this nice 5-zone region. I don't see any 2-zone areas that you can grow to, so this is as good as any. And your expert number 2 needs to... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do preserve foods for now, and then we will plug in other stuff. Now the city is growing. I think the yields are not great around here. I think let's pick that. We can always grow out. I think carriages are perfectly fine here. Okay, so we have more reserves we can deploy. As long as we have one cannon deployed, we have options. So one more picket, and let's deploy the 3 berserkers to let's do it like that, and we'll upgrade them after they're deployed. Lancer and the cannon. Let's deploy it. We will move this guy probably down to some frontier area, and that's fine. I think after this residence comes up, you can get all the farms that you need here. Hunting camp there, and potentially either a grocer or a water well. We're at mercantilism. So at mercantilism, let's go and update our docks. I think this is something you should do. And I think the other dock is in this city here. We can actually technically just pick one more deck and then jump. So we are the only one in Enlightenment right now. Everybody else is in Renaissance. If one other Civ is in the Enlightenment, I will start thinking about jumping. Other than that, I'm just going to pick what I need. We'll try and get all 4 here. What's more important immediately? Waseong Fortress. It's a good frontier wonder, or a frontier city wonder. And we can... I think it will reveal aluminum. I think let's pick that first. We are at 449 research per turn, which is pretty sick. Things are going to move pretty fast from this point on, I think. This is our second coffee house. Maybe leave it 1 and 5. So our flying V is here. Let's fortify him. Let's reform everybody else. So you do have a library here, I think. Let's see, any other science building I can plug? Well, university I can. Yeah, let's do it. I don't remember why I put a mill and an academy in the same tile here. Not sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting to a point where I have to think about all the amenities that I have in place, and I'm not entirely sure if... I think I made a mistake leaving behind steel. I think I should have picked it. I left it behind, and now I have to wait for quite a long time before I can get a print shop. Let's put down a chemist here. In fact, a couple maybe. Let's see, we can maybe try and craft some more medicines and things. You finished the dock here, so I think, yeah, go ahead and upgrade it to a dry dock. So the difference between a dock gives you 10% city production, while the dry dock ups it to 20%. Which is fantastic. The extra production in the city is very helpful, especially if you plug in an expert here. Sculpting materials, we have a good surplus and a great net differential in how much we're producing. Silicates, actually, we are a little negative here. In fact, I think I wasn't producing any silicates anywhere, so let's definitely do that. You can do marble. Yeah, statuary, sculptures, and mosaic tiles. I don't know if I need it. I think maybe you should do silicates too. So my silicates is positive and my sculpting material is slightly negative. But that is okay because I have like 500 odd. It's okay. Yeah, fortify. And these 2 squadrons, can go into the reform queue. Inside defection. Inside defection in an adjacent enemy region, success depends on relative cultural levels. Costs 850 influence and takes 10 turns. So we will try and do that on this tile. This tile seems to have some good stuff. Right, we will do this here. We could see war with Charlemagne because of that action. What's the next culture thing I can build? Maybe I should just upgrade the town center to a city hall. When in doubt, I should definitely take care of those upgrades. So this picket is ready. I will upgrade these guys. But for now, you are going to travel. So these guys are in position. So I'm going to deploy a few more things here, and I'll probably end up doing this off camera. Alright, we are at cartridges. I'm tempted to jump to industrialization because it definitely is something I want. Okay, no one's in Enlightenment along with us. So let's take symphonies and then we will see. And I think this farm needs help. You need things with you that are going to improve the yield of this dye. So I think, yeah, a grocer and a couple of more irrigated farms. Yeah, let's do that first. Qusco has a claim. Let's see, do I see another 2-zone region to place a wonder down? There's another, that's a 3-zone region. I think I'll pick it and we'll plan a wonder there. Yeah, Code of Laws is fine. Your knowledge is going to go at 100%. We have Masterpiece, the Blue Danube Vaults. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I have too much land anyways, that's okay. So since this picket is reached here, I think you can reform and you're gonna go into the city. Another masterpiece, common sense. Alright, the immortals are... I cannot do anything with the immortals. So just the pikemen and the footmen, and I will upgrade them separately. A bunch of wonders are open for me to build. Yeah, the city doesn't have a wonder. I think maybe I'll place one on this tile. It's not optimal, but this city, I think I want to take Brandenburg simply because it helps me. Let's see if we are going to antagonize Charlemagne pretty much, and I want to see if this is going to change that. Or does it mitigate it? And that chemist is ready. I think stick with medicines. Use the herbal medicine. I don't have saffron nor mandrake, so this is kind of... But yeah, I'm going to use the bandage. 1 in 3, and medicine can become a decent amenity I can plug in. Furious about you inciting rebellion in one of their regions. Alright, let's see what happened. It's not yet manifested. Yeah, he's mad. It just completely changed his attitude towards us. There is no way he's going to take any more research agreements and stuff with us. So this brigade should come down into the borders of Qusco. Because these guys are strong. I mean, it's a whatever. What is this? He has a brigade and a line. And I think maybe even the second guy here, this second picket, should also come down this way. Symphonies is done. We can build a concert hall. Piano is decent. We'll build some. Anyone in Enlightenment? No one yet. Let's unlock steam engines. We are in a golden age. Can I buy this wonder right now? Totally can, and I will. And the Brandenburg Gate is built. Plaza is available to build. So let's put it in Barca. Sweet. In a golden age, building a wonder in a golden age is always great, but have the act goal for it, you just supercharge the amount of prestige you get from it. So with that done, let's see. We are pulling away by quite a bit. We are almost at, just under 6,000 prestige away from Charlemagne. So I have another picket and a brigade. I think take one guy and maybe you should go here. We have another masterpiece, the quilted whitework counterpane. So among my masterpieces, I don't think I can set... Oh, I can. Oh, this is bad. I feel so... Okay. I had the option to slot in the great works here, or the you could theme them or not theme them or whatever. You could slot in 3 books into the library of Celsius, and that would have sped up prestige generation. Okay, where are my masterpieces? There is a weird way to assign these. Yeah, here we go. So how many books do we have? We have, that's a book, that's a book, and that's a book. This stuff really needs to be drag and drop. I think I've complained a lot this game about drag and drop. But yeah, but I lost out a bunch here because this library of Celsius was built, I think, very early on in Act 2. I must have lost out on at least 100 turns. And I may not have had all the masterpieces slotted in, but let's say conservatively, even if it is 80 turns, I lost out on 30 culture or 30 prestige for 80 turns. So yeah, do the math. 2000 odd prestige was lost because I completely blanked on the fact that I can theme something in the Library of Celsius. But that's fine. Better late than never, I guess. Layla and Majnun at school. Something that helps health, I think. The general hospital for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna plug it in here. It's not the best spot for it, but let's just do it. Steam engines are done. Should we go for rifling? I think I will. I mean, we are under no pressure here. Don't see any aluminum. I don't know, I need to look for it. But let's try and grow out of the sled. That's fine. At the end of this act, or basically when I move to the next era, I'm probably going to take a pause. Yeah, we'll go over my supply chains again. So preserved foods is what I'm generally making, and it gives me 50 city food and 40 city growth. Canned foods are amazing though. Maybe I should just cycle out of preserved foods and go into canned foods from this point on. Let's keep a high number and let's see if we can supercharge the production here. I think I can. I need either steel or aluminum. Aluminum is more likely to be found, but I think this is good enough that I want to spend wealth here and accelerate it. So 1 in 4 will literally be 3 in 4 because I have 3 grocers. 3 in 4 means we're able to support preserved goods or the community in 7 cities. So really I should try and build more grocers just to be safe. Yeah, the brewed coffee is already getting slotted in, and it gives 5 research per turn, which is actually pretty sick considering I have a lot of science buildings which use coffee. There you go. So what's on this tile? Let's see. Oh, we snagged an artisan studio. That is sick. Okay, you should make pianos. I have the elephants here, and these elephants should not be making elephants. You should be making ivory, because I don't have any need for elephants anymore, but ivory is going to be very important. Yeah, the piano, yeah, use ivory when I have it. Use metal ingot, that's fine. And 10 sculpting materials might push me over the edge, but that's okay. As a supply, it gives me city happiness and knowledge. So after we have a few, we'll slot them in our residences. And they are a decent amenity too, but let's make sure we have enough for our residences, and then we can see. Now you're going to go down here, and you're going to agitate that too. I don't expect a war or us to get into war with him, but one never knows. So how does our religion look now? Still not there. It's amazing. Like, we have spent more than a third of the game, or almost half the game now, trying to convert the city. Hasn't helped. Okay, so new Witkoff. I know this is not the ideal tile, but let's try and build something. Yeah, St. Basil's. Let's do it. Either that or Cologne Cathedral. Cologne Cathedral, I think is... I don't know. I think they are both about equal. So let's go with one. And I think if I can build one more wonder, I will. But that's fine. Yeah, maybe more medicine for sure. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's make sure we have 10 bandages. And as long as we have 10 bandages, we can do infinite medicine. Like this industry chemist, I mean, had we had one thing, whether it's mandrake or tea leaves or maybe even saffron. I think I may have option for saffron eventually, but alright, I can take one more here. 10 religion spread strength to cities for 20 turns after conquering a city. I don't think that's going to be useful anymore. 30 culture in the capital while it is your only city is probably not useful anymore. And trade production. Okay, I think I can do that. Let's see. It's fine. I still have 16 units here. Distrusted to disliked. Okay. Okay, so my security did take a dive in Zahedan. And it's 2 turns for the Cologne Cathedral. Let's buy it. And Qusco, can you build one more wonder? I know you can, but maybe just not yet. Yeah, maybe a concert hall. And we can put down a coffee house next to it too. Some of these cities didn't even exist like 50 turns ago. Like this is the last city. Oh no, not this one. This is the second last city that I settled right before this one. And it's already finishing a wonder. Alright, rifling is done. We are going to industrialization. And that is... Oh, we built both the wonders. Sweet. Alright. So our security is back at 100%. Maybe some religion buildings here. That's fine too. 40 relationship for 25 wealth. Sure. As much as I thought that Ghana would be the one who I end up fighting, at this point it looks more likely that I'll end up in some kind of a war with Charlemagne and not Ghana. And this brigade needs to go and stand there. She is trusted now. The research agreement is over. She still wants friendship, that is good. We are going to be moving out of Enlightenment very soon. We have a very large prestige gap between us and Charlemagne, and everybody else is in Renaissance. So let's just take a look at statistics here. Our prestige, I think this was the point where we got Qusco. Capturing Qusco and then essentially simming has given us this steep slope. Now research, yeah, pretty much everything is the inflection point for everything great happening or on this game turning began with Qusco. And our military strength is here on the top right now. And our population has improved and we are competitive now. Regions are fine. Our influence... Oh, I think this is... maybe it keeps a measure of how much influence you expend. And that sort of... Okay, that's probably why it chops like that. Our GDP... So apparently our GDP is still weaker than Egypt, but it is up there. And our production is through the roof. And I have no idea why it chops like this. We're almost 2.5 times whoever the leader here is. And our absolute prestige numbers, I think, yeah, because of all the triumphs, the religion score has ticked up. Yeah, we are out like literally out of the 2,900, 2,200 of it is strictly through triumphs. In fact, surprisingly, our science being as high it is, our science score is the lowest among every other stat. So Shush is at a point where we are 100% in every stat except for security and culture. Let's see if we can raise that. That'll bring it close. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Alright, second hospital. Oh, should have done this ages ago. And can build that too. Maybe some other city. What should you do? I think continue with the same, but maybe do it this way. I think I need a few more weavers making dedicated bandages. I don't want to run out of them. Alright, just fortify in here. Titanium. Could replace that actually. That is a crafting guild, right? I think this is fine. Yeah, I think I will move it. So let's build a crafting guild here. And we will essentially, before I destroy this one, so this crafting guild, yeah, I'll have to replicate this exact thing in the other one. Alright, industrialization. That opens up a bunch of new things. And I do get sewing machine and steel, the two things I want. I do want the indoor stove. A lot of stuff that will happen here is going to happen off camera, but I need to go and change or walk through my entire supply chain to make sure I'm accounting for everything that I see here. This is a long list. Fuel is enabled. Machined part is not important just yet, but industrial tools might be. I think trousers have some value, but sewing machine, steel, indoor stove are extremely critical at this point. Foundries, refineries, factories, cement plant I think will be useful. The museum is going to be effective because I think the museum is one of the first buildings that I think, yeah, you can put a set of masterpieces in here. I think same with an exhibition hall. All of these things are a priority now. Taj Mahal I think should have been unlocked much earlier, and I think this is something that the game can change later. But yeah, but we do have an act goal for it, so we will definitely try and build it. Oil is revealed, rubber is revealed, and I think I'm definitely going to put down one more city somewhere and hopefully pick up rubber and oil wherever I see it. Like things that deprecate, right? Fermenting, I mean, it deprecates so many things that we have been building so far. We are going to move into a whole different line of supply chain headaches that, yeah, we're getting closer to Act 3 really. So we are in the machine age here, and I think the first thing I want to go for in the machine age is probably end up picking every one of these guys. But yeah, but some of the infrastructural things I think are more important. Yeah, let's go for electricity. It definitely gives me an extra city cap. I can put down 2 more cities, which I probably might will need because coal, it really depends on where coal and rubber and oil and other things are. So let's go there first. And yeah, we are in the machine age, and Act 2 ends in 6 turns. Sweet. So let's see. Did somebody else? Okay, Nefertiti entered Enlightenment just as we entered machine age. And she wants an alliance, which we will gladly take. And we can change to a fascist state. Doesn't, yeah, it's not gonna work. We are a democracy. I think more paper, please. Let's keep a high number here. And you don't have to be active until you need to be active. Everybody else can heal. Okay, Act 2 ends in 5 turns. Qusco, can you put down one more wonder? I think, yeah, this is a frontier city with... I really need steel, don't I? I need to build the print shop, and I need the foundry. So all my blacksmiths need to definitely upgrade. But since I can't, I might need to build the foundry explicitly. The refinery is going to be something I would definitely want to build. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a refinery here. Let's see, can we get one more trait? 50% right to pick chance, 25 culture and capital for 20 turns after winning a war. 10 religion spread strength to all cities for 20 turns after. Yeah, I think that's... I think the writer pick chance. It feels like I haven't earned a paragon in quite a while though. Yeah, let's put a museum. I think a museum needs to belong in the city center really. Let's do it. And this is, I think, rubber. Yep. Let's grab that. And I think you should start using canned food. We're in a golden age. Electricity is done. Smithsonian. I mean, this is just going to be a sick wonder if we get it. I'm definitely going to try for it. Okay. Oh wow. Finished it. Things are happening fast, aren't they? So Act 2 ends, and I think I'm gonna force the issue here, and let's put down another culture building. I mean, I don't have steel here, so it's gonna be a while. So it's fine. We'll put down an academy. It's not like the theming stuff from the other buildings is gonna be super important anymore. I'm gonna put down a trading post. I think I'll need a couple of more trading posts in my empire to make trade goods. Alright, we have an increased city cap of +3, so we can put down 5 more cities from this point, which I probably will in the first few turns. I mean, the first chance I get, I'm going to spam out 5 more settlers and just saturate the land. From then on, I think I just have to kind of refine my supply chain to make sure my amenity cycles and my goods production is fine. And yeah, I don't see a way we are going to get eclipsed by anyone. I mean, we are at 29,000 prestige, so much ahead. We are 8,000 prestige ahead, and literally we started this act 2 like I think maybe 1,000 points behind Charlemagne, and it took a while to kind of catch up to him, but once we caught up, we eclipsed him. Like the last, I want to say 5,000 prestige has happened in very, very short time. I can't see a way where we are going to lose this from this point on. I will play out Act 3 for sure, and I will definitely take it down to the victory screen, but I'm not going to, I'll try and not fight any wars or do anything stupid or do anything that's going to prolong the game for no reason. And we have another masterpiece for what it's worth. Discourse on Inequality. Another one. Nobody, sweetheart, now. Yeah, this is I'm gonna stop here, and the next video will be Act 3. Part of me believes that the next video is going to be a decently short video, and I think this is going to be an extremely long video. I'm going to try not to break this up into 2 separate videos, but if the total length of this, I mean even after edits, goes well past like 4-hour mark, I think I'll be forced to cut it down. This has been a long, I mean, I know, I think my total playtime in Act 2 is like upwards of 7 or 8 hours. So even if I make edits, I'll have to make like severe edits. Let's see, as long as I can tell the story, I think I'm okay with the edits. But this has been great. This has been a fantastic run so far. It all boils down to Act 1 and the fact that we were unmolested in Act 1. Nothing bothered us, nothing messed with us in Act 1, and we are where we are because of that ability to sim. Yeah, the game pretty much took off from there. I really don't have anything more to add than what I've already added in the commentary while I was playing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and definitely tune into Act 3. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and subscribe for updates on my games, and if you're already subscribed, my heartfelt thanks to you. Thank you.